Picture it. America, 2017. You're on your lunch break, you're dicking around on your gimmick phone, you're reading Facebook or Twitter, whatever it is you like to look at, and some jackass comes in who doesn't belong in your conversation and starts messing with you, spewing opinion and bullshit instead of facts. Yes, people, internet trolls exist. They're out there. And guess what, motherfucker? Today, Loki and Jabroni are coming to get you.
And welcome back, everybody.
Where are we?
We are right here at Valhalla Entertainment Studios, as always, bringing you high quality, the greatest, the GOAT podcast, if you will. So how you doing today, man?
I am fan-friggin-tastic today, actually. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Doing great. I'm
awesome.
Chilling. We're sitting here on a nice Monday night. We had all of winter in a weekend.
Yeah, 36 hours. Mother Nature decided to stick it straight up every New Englander's ass.
Just dump it on us.
Started with us down here and up north, and I'm on the phone with someone in Vermont on Saturday, was it? Friday. And, we don't have any snow, and it's like a mild 40-something degrees, and the next day they got 2 feet of snow, and then the next day after that we got more snow, and now they've got more snow, and it's one of the perks of living in New England. You can be in shorts on Wednesday, shoveling your driveway on Thursday, battling high winds on Friday, and wondering what tomorrow is going to bring on Saturday.
Yeah, I love it.
It's all in good fun, kids.
Love it.
All in good
fun. Absolutely crazy up in this freaking place. So, needless to say, we had to shovel like 4 times in like 3 days.
Every day I'm shoveling.
On that note, I got to give a shout out to my new landlord who literally has spent, I saw him this morning like half asleep salting my porch. And he literally...
That's just a good fucking guy right there.
Yeah, it is. He said he had just spent 48 hours straight in a plow truck.
Oh.
It was like 48 hours, 2 storms.
Dude, I raised my glass to that guy.
Yeah,
He is. What do you got on your glass today, bro?
Like, Loki's seen the place. He takes pride in fixing these places up.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Keeping
Good.
clean.
You can tell.
Good.
Shout out to you, John.
Yes, John. Very nice.
So, we had Elimination Chamber last night.
Yup, I did not get to see it, but you did. I read the results this morning.
I put it on my little gimmick phone, as people say.
You got a gimmick phone?
I got a gimmick phone.
Nice.
Eric Mitchell, Hawaii bound. You bastard.
You know, I missed that, the Elimination Challenge. I wish there was a way I could have gotten it.
There is a way you could have gotten it. You go to www.lokiandjabroni.com/wrestling. It's WWE Shop Zone. All your gear, your hats, your title belts, and the WWE Network for how much?
Just a grand total of $9.99 a month.
And you could have seen Ed Elimination Chamber.
I usually don't sign up for things unless the first month is free.
On your phone.
But wait, the first month is free.
Oh, my God.
And there is over 9,000 hours of content ranging back to the 1950s. If you watched everything they have, it would take you 4.5 years to watch everything that they have.
And
that right there, for $10 a month, you can't beat that.
If you order right now, you can have WrestleMania for free.
Yes. Where else are you going to get WrestleMania?
Don't wait, because what's going to end up happening is the same thing like WrestleMania, or like Royal Rumble.
Oh, Lord.
40 million people are going to try to subscribe at the same time, and you're not going to have a good time with it.
Speaking of WrestleMania, you guys, if you haven't seen the Facebook page, I'm excited. This is what's on my mind this week. I don't have anything bad to say until we come after you internet troll motherfuckers. Episode 100, we have the host of the fastest rising internet podcast. They are close to number 1 on iTunes. They are number 1 in every other platform they have. They have over 500,000 downloads a week. Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson from Something to Wrestle With. And you know who Bruce Pritchard is. You know who Bruce Pritchard is. Most of you guys know Bruce Pritchard used to be Brother Love back in the WWF, way back in the...
He was one of our entrances, or one of our intros.
That's right. We did use Brother Love as the intro. But what you may not know is on and off for 25 years, Bruce Pritchard is responsible for writing some of the stuff that you grew up absolutely loving, and maybe some of it that you didn't love. And he's going to talk about all of it. And Conrad, just a really good guy. If you watch the Royal Rumble and you saw the guy in the audience hold up that big fat head of just a bearded guy, and you're thinking, who the hell is the bearded guy? Well, that was a picture of Conrad Thompson.
Yeah.
So he also has, Conrad also has another podcast he co-hosts with Tony Schiavone from WCW Monday Nitro back in the day.
Can't say I missed him, though.
Who, Schiavone?
Yeah, not at all.
Every day was the most important historical night in wrestling history, and you're here to see it live on TV. Okay, I'm channeling now. This is not good. But I'm excited to have Bruce
I am
here.
having these phenomenal nachos right now. They are so full of cheese, and they are fantastic.
I will say
I
that.
have sour cream all over these nachos.
If you guys get a chance to hear something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson, go check it out. If you like WCW more, go listen to WHW, What Happened When, with Tony Schiavone. And let me say this about Tony. It was said on his podcast by him. He uses the word fuck like a comma.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, is this guy salty? But that's the guy you grew up with. Talking about, oh, my God, it's Hulk Hogan, it's Sting. And every other word is fuck. Mm-hmm. But I love it. He's salty as hell, and I'd love to get Schiavone in here. But you know what? I don't want number 2. I wanted number 1. We got Bruce Pritchard. We got Conrad Thompson. Episode 100, 4 weeks from today.
We love it. We love it. It's going to be fantastic.
March 6th, for those of you marking it down on your calendar. Listen to some Metallica while you're at it.
So, your man Bray, Mr.
Yes.
Wyatt, is now the WWE champion.
That's fantastic.
So he is going to WrestleMania.
Now, what I want, and he's going to be the champion, and who's he going to face?
Well,
well, right now it looks like his brother-in-arms, Randy Orton.
Well, it would seem that way because, I mean, what else would you use the Royal Rumble match for besides the title?
But what do we got? 6 weeks till WrestleMania? 7 weeks till WrestleMania? Something could change.
Speaking of which, Luke Harper and Randy Orton finally facing off last night.
Was that a good match?
That was a fantastic match. You didn't see what happened?
No.
Or you didn't read what happened?
No, I just read the results. I didn't read much of anything. I'm going to wait maybe later in the week, see the replay.
Well, yeah, that's why.
Spoil it. I don't give a shit.
I'll have to give you my password.
That'd be fine.
But no, it's I like seeing it build up to where it's building up to right now, and they did a great job. It's good to see Randy Orton. He seemed like in the Royal Rumble, he seemed like a little.
Luke Harper, you talking about?
No, Randy.
Oh, Randy Orton.
Randy seemed a little stiff, if you will. Like, maybe just he's been maybe just a little eager. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't seem like Randy of old, and last night he seemed like Randy of old. That whole crazy and that look in his eye.
The real question is, can they hold it up for the WrestleMania? Because usually come showtime and they tend to fall flat.
Yeah.
Kind of like last year's.
Which leads the bare question, obviously, Undertaker.
Oh, fuck me running.
Again. You think Goldberg?
Funny thing is, I was thinking about this today in reading the results and everything, and knowing that Goldberger is not Goldberger.
Welcome to
Goldberger, home of the Goldberger. Can I take your order,
please?
That Goldberg is booked through the end of April, so it almost makes sense to have him beat Kevin Owens at some point. You would think logic amongst all, and that's not
the problem
rumor.
is with him.
That's not
only
rumor and
being
innuendo,
here,
kids. Right? That's just me just shooting off the cuff.
The problem with him being here for only April is now you have the opportunity to make the match.
Oh,
Goldberg
Look,
and Undertaker.
The difference between Goldberg in his 50s and Undertaker in his 50s is one looks like he's still the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and the other one looks like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Who looks like an arthritic, old, shriveled up raisin.
He looks like
in
he
black
just
tights.
Hurts. He just.
Oh my God!
You forgot the mascara.
Walking looks like
it was
hurts.
painful to watch his performance in the Royal Rumble.
No, it was. That's why he appeared out of nowhere because he couldn't walk down to the ring.
It's so funny. Slightly off topic. As you know, I all moved. And,
yes, we heard that.
Thanks to Loki. And going through my giant archive of DVDs, I came across Universal Soldier: The Return, starring one
Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
I can't figure out why he went back to wrestling.
I know. That's,
Being the master thespian that he is,
Oh, God.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also found The Marine.
Oh God,
And I said to myself, I didn't buy these. Where the fuck did they come from?
The last tenant in your apartment probably left them behind,
Yeah.
and you got stuck with them.
I think somebody lent them to me.
Fantastic concept, but
Someone lent them to me, and I never watched them.
It's like The Ring. They left those freaking old DVDs behind there.
the Marine was a fantastic concept, but when you put a cardboard actor like John Cena up in that, it's over.
Yeah.
And he's like Tony Danza. I think every movie he's been in, his first name has been John.
Yeah.
And maybe that's so he doesn't forget who he is.
I think exactly.
Best performance by Cena has got to be Daddy's Home. One line.
Yeah. That was good. I'll give him that.
So your glass has Metallica
Metallica
on there, which I
you guys can see that.
I didn't watch the Grammys. I think it's
Neither did I.
I would much rather watch Kanye West take a shit than watch the rape of music nowadays.
Do you want to borrow that Blu-ray?
Oh
Yeah,
my
sure.
God. See, how did I not see that coming?
Did it seriously? Leave
Kanye West alone.
I did watch that on YouTube. The Metallica. Was James Hetfield pissed?
I don't know if you saw it towards the end there. He threw his guitar.
He was mad.
The video you and I watched before we went hot turns out was straight through the soundboard. It wasn't what the people on TV heard.
Right.
So that recording that we heard earlier where everything was hunky-dory, that was straight through the soundboard. What you guys got at home was...
So someone fucked up on the mixer.
Right,
yes.
exactly.
What you guys got at home was the first line of the song chopped off, then you got Lady Gaga, then the second line of the song chopped off, then you got Lady Gaga. Once they got it fixed, he went back to his pill mic. But to see them share that microphone was pretty freaking cool. Yesterday and today, I mean, Metallica's still big. They're still selling a million records. They're still selling out stadiums. And Lady Gaga's like hotter than the fucking face of the sun right now. And there they are, inches from each
Metallica's
other.
the only one playing every continent. So they still got that.
Yeah.
They still have that, But no, I mean, everybody else, Beyonce, man, come on, man.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
Why are you going to bring the fucking twins out there, number one?
All right.
Number two.
Aren't they inside
There's nothing different. And I'm going on, people are going to think I'm going on a limb here. I watched that performance again on YouTube like I've watched everything else because fuck the Grammys. You're right. Why do I want to see 21 Pilots? I could give a fuck less about 21 Pilots.
Yep.
So I watched the Beyonce thing and she's dressing that Cleopatra gimmick and coming down the stairs and holding the twins and everything's good. There's no difference between Paul Stanley and Beyonce. They both want you to remember the show. You are there to see an entertainer. You're there to be entertained.
No, it's
Freddie Mercury, Paul Stanley, Beyonce, fucking Alice Cooper.
That was the problem. Beyonce was just like, it's me. Just look at me. And it's like,
right.
I've kind of felt that way about her last couple albums.
She has no.
I don't listen to her music, so
it's like she has no.
She doesn't write
Well,
music.
there's a big difference between Beyonce now and Beyonce during like the Destiny Child years and
When she had talent?
Yeah. Well, she's got talent. She's just not selling that part.
No, exactly.
You know,
because all
it's
she
kinda
does is say, "I'm Beyonce. I'm here. Give me my money."
And every
Her
song
last
sounds
few
the
hits,
same.
That's what she does.
I swear to God, her last few hits sound like they were written by Jay-Z.
They do.
They probably
and you
were.
look at Jay-Z, he's like, yeah, that's my baby right there singing that. That's the jam. That's the jam. No, it's
'Cause
not
I
Jay-Z.
expect
Every one of
that.
your fucking songs sound the
I
same.
almost-
I expect that from Jay-Z. I'm
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
I almost
I'm
wanted
great,
Kanye to
yeah.
walk on stage.
But that's exactly what
I
she's
wanted
doing.
Kanye to walk on stage
has
with
to-
Lady Gaga and Metallica and say, "Yo, Metallica, Lady Gaga, this is a great performance and all," and do his bit and have Hetfield just beat the shit out of him.
But Beyonce got them twins come out here.
They're the greatest babies of all times. Of all times. Fuck you, Kanye West.
Leave
No, I'm
Kanye
hot.
West alone.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see the what's her name? It's Blue, right? Blue?
Sure.
Yeah, their daughter, Blue.
Oh.
Little Blue.
There-
She was
Jay-Z
wearing-
and Beyonce's
yeah,
daughter?
She was
Yeah.
wearing little pink tux.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Did you see the little author fist when she came out? She was mad. She was like, I should have been up there. Why mommy leave me down here?
why
with
should I
daddy?
take those other two kids? I don't even want those kids.
I don't want them kids. Why I got to be wearing this pink tuxedo right
Killing
now?
me right now. Blue Ivy.
Blue
The
Ivy.
listenership is dropping.
Yeah. If you know anti-Beyonce,
Oh my
motherfucker,
God, yeah,
bring it on. We got it.
I'm sorry, I lost that one Beyonce
Yeah, right.
fan. Oh, let me cry over that one.
Well, it's
Fuck,
funny.
man.
I'm not anti-Beyonce, but it's like the same thing with Mariah Carey. Like, it stopped being talent and started being like...
Right. Give
know?
me what you used to be.
Divalicious.
Give me what you used to be. When you were with Destiny Child, you kicked ass. You actually had vocals.
See, I used to think that way about Madonna throughout the 90s, and she did that one record that was fucking phenomenal, Ray of Light. I bought it. I ain't going to lie to you. I hate Madonna.
I actually didn't like that one.
I loved it, and I played it from beginning to end, and then when the next record came out, I was excited, and I bought it, and it was like, this is pap. This is a coaster now. I wanted to do the gimmick with the...
Oh, wait a minute. If you're talking about Confessions on a Dance Floor, you and I are coming to blows.
Then that's what it's going to be.
That album is great.
Oh, dear God.
Isn't that the...
Eddie Focus is not allowed to mention music.
That's the dance one, right?
Yeah, it's Madonna.
Yeah, but Madonna wasn't always dance. She was kind of pop, but then she turned that fucking...
Yeah, it's the one where she's dressed in like red and she's on the cover like...
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fucking great album.
Total.
Listen to that shit on repeat.
Total nonstop garbage.
Oh, Lord.
Total nonstop garbage.
All right. So, besides that, anybody else worthy in the Grammys?
To speak of, or Megadeth won a Grammy for Dystopia, which is their new CD. Look, guys, the metal. I know that's where I'm going with this. I can see the hate in your face. Look, the metal category is always going to be the redheaded bastard stepchild because the people who vote on Grammys don't know fuck all about metal.
It's always it's got the word death in it. That's got to be
either that,
metal.
Either that, or it's a band who should have won a Grammy 20 years ago, and they're making up for it.
That's exactly it. That's why I feel like
because Five Finger Death Punch should have won the fucking Grammy last night.
Thank you.
I read the list. I read the nominees, and I read I'm like, wait a minute, Dystopia won. I played that. Look, I'm guilty for the first time ever. Didn't buy the album. Watched every lyric video on YouTube that the fans make of the Dystopia album. It was pedestrian. It was garbage. It was as if Dave Mustaine took a nap and made this record.
He's getting lazy. He's getting
Five Finger Death
lazy.
Punch, Got Your Six is the best metal record to come out in the last 365 days, and you can fight me on it. They should have won.
They'll fight you on it.
But exactly.
They'll tell you.
I've met Jason Hook. He's a small guy, but he'll kick your ass. That record should have won. But here's the best part about that. This is how out of touch the Grammys are. Megadeth wins. They open the envelope, and the winner is Dystopia by Megadeth. Do you know what band they played on their way up to the stage?
Probably Five Finger Death Punch.
Metallica.
Oh, Metallica.
They played a Metallica tune, not even a tune from Megadeth's Grammy-winning album. Because Mustaine got kicked out.
Yeah, exactly. He used to write for Metallica some of their best music.
And now you know.
By the way,
yeah. That whole first album with Dave Mustaine all over.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why you're exactly right. They're giving them the fucking Grammy now because they're like, we're so sorry we fucked you so long ago. Well,
the
you know what,
Countdown to Extinction album should have won in 93.
It should have. You're damn right. You're damn fucking right.
Euthanasia should have won in 95.
But it didn't, and they fucked up, and now they're trying to make up for it. But what they're doing is they're fucking over real bands, and they're fucking over real people that actually are paying.
All
for
right,
these
I'm
bands.
gonna take half of your argument. They're giving these bands their due who should have won back in the day.
Jennifer agrees.
Well, look at her last name. She wins just for her last name.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, man. That's right. Just look at me.
When Megadeth didn't win, and when Metallica didn't win, and when all these bands didn't win, they were given to the flavor of the month. Oh, look, Rage Against the Machine has a record. Where are they now? Tom Morello is awesome, and he's on everything you ever hear. Where's the rest of that band? Oh, wait. They're working at fucking Wendy's right now.
No, because they fucking couldn't put the goddamn crack pipe down. That's why. They'd fucking go and tour, and half of them would fucking be doped up on something, man.
All these people that won those Grammys in the hard rock, heavy metal category back in the day, most of them didn't last. Yep. They were flavor of the month. I'm surprised.
They turn around, they put Nelson in that fucking category.
I'm surprised that the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, as good as they were, but they weren't hard rock, they weren't heavy metal, they were ska, didn't win like a butt ton of Grammys because they were the flavor of the month and selling bazillions of records. We said it a couple of weeks ago. You can sell 800 million records and suck, or you can sell 250,000 at a time and be the best thing nobody's ever heard before, and you're in on the joke.
I got a problem. Drake, Hotline Bling.
Yeah, wasn't
winning
that like
best song?
I was going to say, wasn't that like fucking 3 years ago?
No.
Oh, it was technically.
Was that
January,
basketball tune?
Right?
The fucking.
You know what it should have gotten was the most made fun of because that fucking that sparked a fucking madness of fucking memes, dude. That was insane what that thing did. I remember the Zelda one.
I'm not just saying this because I'm a fucking dick rider, but I'm sorry. Kanye West Famous should have beat that song.
I'll give you that.
The one where you talk about Taylor Swift, I made that bitch famous.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Dude, I'll fucking what's that other one? Isn't that I Ain't Fucking With You? Didn't that come out this year too?
Who wrote that? Is that a Kanye song?
No, that's Oh crap!
That was like Lil Jeezy or something like that, right?
Big Sean.
Little Jesus?
Yeah, Big Sean. That's it.
No, that's a couple of years old now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love that fucking tune, man. I wish I would have wrote that fucking song. I totally wish I would have.
I wrote that
song,
at some point.
Really, dude. Think
Probably on a
about-
bathroom
if you-
wall in
I mean, because
Sharpie.
I played that on Saturday, and,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was totally getting into it, and I'm like, man, this song. Why the fuck didn't I write this song? Because it's everything that you really think
It's
about. You're like,
pedestrian.
fuck you.
And maybe you guys can answer this question, and maybe you guys watching the live feed, if you want to chime in. I referenced, what was it, 38 Pilots or whatever the fuck that fly-by-night bullshit is. What was the story with them dropping trowel before they walked on stage? That's not making a statement. That's embarrassing everybody you fucking know. Look, people can point to like Flavor Flav and all these people that dressed all garishly, and Faith No More dressed like fucking fools, but you know what? They delivered the goods. Who are you, and why are you dropping trowel when you walk up to accept what is considered the biggest prize in music other than like fucking platinum albums?
I got a problem with best rap album too. I mean, like
What one?
Chance the Rapper one.
Who the fuck is Chance the Rapper?
Well, I know who he is.
And if he's a rapper, why does he have to put that at the end of his name? You can figure it out when you listen to the fucking record.
But he also got Best New Artist, and I thought he's been around for a while. But he was up against De La Souls and the Anonymous Nobody. Now, I've listened to that album several times.
I listened to it once.
And
It's really fucking
classic.
great. Yeah.
It's fucking classic.
It takes you back to what you remember of De La Soul back in the day.
And some of it is like it's like I said, it sounded like I was listening to a classic rock album at times. I was like, it was really good.
You referenced that about 7 months ago on this show right here.
Yeah, so I don't know how they pick these things.
I think they draw the
So,
names out of a hat.
It looks like Adele cleaned house again. No surprise there.
Well, Adele deserves it. And didn't she throw a tribute down to George Michael last night?
Yes,
That's what I
haven't
heard.
seen it, but I heard it was really good.
Nor have I.
They're giving David Bowie a couple Grammys for Black Star, including the song Black Star. The song Black Star is kind of odd.
So was Lazarus. The whole record was odd.
Yeah, the whole record's odd, but it's like it's one of the things where I don't want to like talk shit on Bowie, but I kind of feel like he just got the Grammys because he passed away.
It's possible.
I
They
gotta be
do
honest.
that from time to time.
I'm not saying it was a bad album, but it was one of his experimental ones, in my opinion. So, I think you kind of need that kind of pop appeal, really, to
I think so. We're getting
It's nothing we're going to walk down the sidewalk and hum to ourselves. Let's put it that way.
a text message says the feed froze. Can anybody confirm or deny while we're talking? Tell us if the feed froze. That's all I'm asking. Look, I've said it for years, probably longer than anyone cares to hear me talk about this. The Grammys are a joke. They always have been. They're always going to be.
Yeah.
They don't give the deserving artists. They give it to the flavor of the month, what they think is going to sell records, what's going to look good on that disc that's going to be at Walmart next week that says Grammy winners, what they think is going to sell the most of those discs. You know, when Hailstorm won the Grammy, you didn't see them on that disc.
No, absolutely.
Which is fucked up because they're a band that deserves that kind of exposure. And Adele was on that disc, and she definitely, look, I'll never say a bad thing about Adele. She deserves that exposure.
Yeah,
she really does.
No, absolutely. And like when you're talking about like real artists, when you're talking about like not the ones that are trying to like riding on their old tailcoats.
Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. Things that they used to do, and it's like they don't do that anymore. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly. I just feel like they just show up. They're like, give me my paycheck, and that's it. They don't perform anymore, and that's the problem with the Grammys nowadays. Is they just throw people out there, and they're like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. It's garbage, all garbage. Getting the feed is patchy and freezing, but I'm not hearing if the audio's bad. So maybe you guys can chime in one more time while we talk about the shitty state of music before we get into one of our favorite topics after the break.
Yeah, trolls.
I'm gonna kick your ass, trolls. And I'm naming names today, motherfucker. Yes, I am.
All right, guys, I'll launch a new stream. See if that helps.
Maybe we'll take our break now.
We'll take a break.
Let's take a
and,
break now for
we'll go to the live.
station identification.
To finish off the music, I want you guys to go out. I was just listening to a podcast the other day that featured all 4 members of Living Colour, and they did a cover of Who Shot Ya? And if you haven't listened to it, go out and find it. It's just great to hear a metal band take a rap song and put their spin on it, which I enjoyed. And I think
Living Colour?
Same, one and same, yeah.
I wouldn't call them a metal band.
They
though.
are a metal band.
Like a hard rock band, but
They got funk, metal, hard rock. They cover a lot of
Let's
ground.
say hard rock.
They cover a lot of ground. I love Living Color.
I like them.
I love Living Color.
The song was
actually.
fantastic.
I love Living Color. They
Remember
got
the
really
first
good
album
lyrics.
that they came out with?
Vivid.
And you could listen to the whole thing.
Forward to back.
And yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great.
Absolutely. But let's get into what we came here to talk about.
We're going
Loki.
to talk about trolls, internet trolls, and therefore the other day,
Trolls in their fucking pink
the other day,
hair.
it's kind of funny because we actually were talking about doing this last week, and as I was bringing up the idea, my kid is sitting there trolling somebody on Xbox, and I did. I went over there and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, come on, like that, like. It's okay.
What was happening, if you don't mind me asking?
Actually, as far as I know, that they were playing 2K15 or 2K16 or whatever the new one is now, probably 17.
Sure,
it's got to be 17, and it's 3-on-3, and it's kind of funny because the way that they have it set up is you make your character, and then you actually go out into this world.
This is the WWE one?
No. This is the basketball. One. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that just came out, right?
Yeah. So. And you literally, like, there's blacktop all over the place. And you sit there and you wait and you pick up a 3-on-3. So you can sit there and you wait and people come in. Well, you have
So
your
it's like a
teammates.
virtual playground because no kid is on the playground anymore.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I guess he was a center or whatever, and he's on Caleb's team, and he was stinking up the place. So, Caleb go ahead and let him know that he was stinking up the place royally, like getting pretty nasty about it. So I told him, I was like, dude, yeah, you need, calm down. So a little bit after a while, he finally calmed down. Still didn't.
We were texting at this point. I believe.
Yeah.
The three of us.
So, it's funny because I find myself especially playing Halo and you just get that guy that just owns you, and then you get him and you kill him and dude, I could have bullets flying over me and I'm teabagging him. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Who got you? Yeah. Fucking, those days, are almost behind me.
Almost.
I still have days where I'll be just chilling, and then I don't know. The worst thing about video games is they, especially when you're playing PvP. Obviously, there's always going to be somebody better than you.
Like a 9-year-old in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean,
your ass.
Halo is always been one of my higher ups. I've always loved that game, and when you understand how the game works, and then you have these little weasels come in and they do their things that they do, it triggers you.
Oh,
you get
man.
that trigger. Then sometimes, you take it too far. The problem with this nowadays is because society is the way that it is, people can not only take the insults too far, but the people that are getting insulted,
They take it beyond jive talk.
right?
Bingo.
Exactly.
It's no longer just straight up smack
'Cause
anymore.
I don't think we could play a game of Super Street Fighter 2 right now without a little smack talk.
It's always going to
Because
be
it's like,
there.
by Joe, that was an excellent Hadouken.
Oh, that was fantastic! What a nice counter! That
Boy,
was-
goalie, you've defeated me again. No.
You shall not get me this time.
Once I put you on the ground, I'll be like, there, motherfucker, there.
You're down, bitch. No, but that's
Eat shit and live.
There's a difference between shit talking and trolling, and there's a difference between being spiteful and being just straight up fucking mean.
How about this, though? And I'm sure you play a lot of those games, and we're going to talk about the games and the internet and all that, but let's say, for the sake of argument, it's happened to our friend Jason Lyon, who, if you haven't caught him, it's Mr. America, the Bearded Truth on Facebook. Go watch his video blogs. You may not always agree, but you're always going to be entertained. The guy that just absolutely went apeshit on him the day after our GOAT episode, and the conversation is going really well. It's you, it's me, it's Jason. It's like this guy that he knows and this guy that he knows, and this, like the one guy chimes in and tells everybody, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. The facts are this. And then Jason will put up fact, and I'll put up fact, you'll put up fact. I think, Eddie, you might have chimed in. I'm not quite sure. I was doing like 8 things at once. And the whole time, you can present fact, and the guy, nah, fuck you, shut the fuck up. There I have a problem. If you're going to join a conversation, don't tell me to shut the fuck up unless you plan on going right toe-to-toe with me, because if you do it on the internet, you're a douche. It's that simple. Hide behind your keyboard.
And I've said this, and you guys usually agree, disagree with me, but if you haven't spent a day on the field, don't get so fucking fired up.
Right.
It's not your stats you're arguing about.
No.
And these guys, these players could fight their own battles.
No,
and I guarantee,
But if you want to discuss stats, you can discuss stats. But
and we did, and you know what? And that's
what's funny.
I'll agree with that. Go ahead with your point. I'll go after.
He brought up a really good point. Was he said, "Oh, well, Joe lived in a time when there wasn't what was it? What the fuck do you call it when you have money? You can only spend so much." Salary cap.
Okay.
Joe Montana was around when there was no salary cap. The reason why they did that was because right after the dynasty of the freaking Dallas Cowboys came into fruition, they threw the salary cap on there. They said, "Screw this! You guys can't make dynasties no more."
But go back and look at the totals they were making. It wasn't grand.
Right.
Joe Montana, if he were making Brady money,
well,
he'd have been gone.
Brady took a lot of money down.
All right, I'll take that.
If he was making Peyton money,
okay.
Now, this is just straight salary for playing, though.
Right.
Because the endorsement money is different.
Right. Yeah. No. That's completely different. That doesn't count towards the salary cap.
That's not the bottom line to the team.
Salary is just what the team can spend on players alone. That's it. So he brought up that point, and I said, yes, absolutely. I will give you that 110%. However, you're playing in a whole different. I mean, Jerry Rice would go up. I mean, literally, people could have their hands in his face. I mean, you could push off. You could, there was all kinds of shit. He'd still find a way to
catch that ball.
That's what I'm saying. There was so many different things that a receiver
I'm about
would
to troll
do back
a little
then.
Bit.
No, not you.
Yeah, I'm about to troll a little bit. So this guy's argument was the wage gap.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I got a
and the wage gap. Oh, great. You know what? It's story time. A couple of weeks ago, we had the No Sandwich Day, which the rest of the country called the Woman March on Washington. Yes, I'm getting pissy about this, and I'll tell you why. A very good friend of mine, his girlfriend, who I thought was a very good friend of mine, marched in the Woman March. Good for her. You believe in something, fight for it. She comes home and she does her little Facebook gimmick. And she says, it was such an honor and a privilege to march with all these women, and didn't mention that they left a fucking mess like a bunch of 12-year-olds playing Xbox in a circle. They didn't mention that the town was trashed, but it was, look, it's historic for what it is. I put up a statement. I didn't even get my follow-up question out, and this is going to lead to a second story. I said, I find the timing of the march to be suspect. I don't think anybody will disagree. I was almost going to tell her that the wage gap is a myth and all this other bullshit. You're fighting for rights you've had for fucking 40 years, et cetera, so forth, schnabitzfirm.com. And I got, seriously, Chris, banned and deleted, like, boom. I didn't even get my follow-up question. The follow-up question was this. If Hillary Clinton had raised her right hand and put her left hand on the Bible, do you have that march? Because if you do your homework, and Freedom of Information Act is a beautiful thing, the permits were signed, sealed, and delivered the day after the general election. So you cannot tell me this march was 7 months in the making, but I got banned and deleted. There was no free exchange of ideas. I wasn't trolling. I had an honest question. So earlier today, I see a little video pop up on my screen. Told you I was going to name some fucking names today. Friend of the show, Rachel King, very wonderful young lady, love her to death, puts up this video of a penny getting carved out to look like Jack B. Nimble fuck stick from Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack what? Somebody help me.
Skeleton.
Thank
Jack
you.
Skeleton, yeah.
And I put up a statement. Defacing U.S. currency is a crime. I didn't say shit else. And here it came. Now, I can go toe-to-toe with Rachel all day because I know at the end of the day, it's a handshake and a smile and whatever. Some jackass dickhead who, I do my own research, turns out to be a family member of hers, a cousin, uncle, brother, I could give a fuck less, comes in and says, you need to shut the fuck up. Okay, tell me which one of my bills you're paying this month, because from behind a keyboard, you ain't shit. Fuck you and fuck everybody you love. I'm out. Fuck this. And if I could bring it up, if I wasn't looking for, thank you, Carrie, for Jack Skelton, if I wasn't watching the feed for questions, I'd be finding that guy's name. I'd blow him up now. He's a douche. 100% dyed in the wool. And Rach, if you're watching, I love you, but tell fucking Bicycle Boy he's a dickhead. And I said it, and I have no problems. I'll stand right in front of him and tell him to his eye. Fucking troll. It kills me. You know what my favorites are? I might as well get this out of the way now. There is a page out there I'd like to share with you guys later on. It's called Chris Benoit Fans. Welcome to year 10.
Folks, I'd like to announce a new drinking contest. Every time Jabroni brings up Chris Benoit, you have to drink.
Mm-hmm. A double shot. So these guys they're always posting these conspiracy theories. And I'm a fan. Look, I was a fan of Chris Benoit, which is why I'm a part of this page. Yes, I like the page. I loved Chris Benoit. In between those ropes, he was amazing. What he did in June of 2017 was deplorable. But to hear these guys, and they put up these wonderful little pictures of him hugging Eddie Guerrero, who died of natural causes. Fuck you guys. Eddie's a hero. Chris is a zero. Saying, someday, Chris, they'll find you innocent, and you'll have your... And then I put up the truth. I have Chris Benoit's autopsy record downloaded to my computer. I have the fucking criminal case downloaded to my computer. Once again, Freedom of Information Act 1972 is a beautiful thing because I have the truth. And all these little jackasses that put up their 24 points of why he's innocent, you're fucking losers. And then you tell me how misinformed I am? Go fuck yourself. How about you dig a little, you do some homework, and I always ask the same question. And I'll ask you guys. I don't know, obviously you, Eddie, I'm pointing to you, the guy in the box. You had a friend of yours taken in a very violent manner.
Yes. 4 years now.
Okay. And, yeah, I know you speak very highly of Matthew, so I'll never say anything poor about him. I say this to these guys on this board. What if this was your friend? What if this was your brother? What if it was your sister and your 7-year-old nephew? Are you still going to defend this guy because of his magical work in the make-believe world of professional wrestling? The answer is no. The country turned against O.J. Simpson in a heartbeat. The man was found not guilty. Whether or not he is doesn't matter. The country turned against him because the evidence shows differently. But all of a sudden, this one instance, everything blows up. Chris Benoit didn't do it. It's this conspiracy. It was a mob hit. It was Kevin Sullivan. It was Vince McMahon. It was Mike Smith. I bet you didn't know you were wanted in connection with the Chris Benoit double murder.
I did, actually.
All right.
I had the bodies.
Stop with the conspiracy theories. The best thing about the internet is everybody has a voice. The worst thing about the internet is everybody has a voice.
Well,
but unless you're putting fact behind it,
is the
it's
fact
bullshit.
that they got to fucking throw it out there, and then I think the biggest problem is people don't throw things out there to get objective opinions back. They throw them out there just to get their opinion put out there, and then their thought, and that's it. This is my statement, and it's in stone. And that's it. No matter what you say after this is still going to be my statement.
What is the thing we say all the time to people, and they still don't get it? Well,
leave a review.
Well, yeah, do that on iTunes.
Look into the facts.
Not only that, if you read it on the internet, motherfucker, it's got to be true.
My favorite thing, and this came from today. Somebody posted a picture from the Thursday storm. People are freaking out. Another freaking storm? What the fuck? Another 12 inches on Thursday? You click the fucking thing, and what is it? It's the storm. It says February 8th, 2017. It's like, hello, all you fucking dumb ass people do is you read the fucking thing, and that's it. You jump to conclusions.
What was the one?
And as soon as you jump to conclusions, that's it. That's the right answer. That's got to be the right fucking answer, right?
I had shared something because I was kind of trolling a little bit, and it was an article. It was how it was right before the inauguration, like how Bernie Sanders can still become president.
I read that and I laughed my ass off.
And I had a lot of friends who were like pro-Trump guys, like some of my acquaintances were like, I'm not going to click that on principle. I'm so sick of hearing this shit. He can't be fucking... Like, they're just going on. I'm like, why'd you just read it? No, I refuse to read it.
It was hilarious.
You click it and it says he can't get a life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What was the hot thing in November? Everybody put out the picture of Gilligan. Oh, so sad. Bye, little buddy. He died 4 fucking years ago. Yeah. Do your fucking research.
A lot of this shit can be solved if you just read the article.
One of my favorites, Morgan Freeman. Every fucking 6 months, he puts on his Twitter,
I'm not dead.
Because somebody fucking says, oh, it's so sad Morgan Freeman died.
The last thing I heard, and this is funny as hell because it's been 35 years, is that Andy Kaufman is still alive, and he's going to make a special appearance, and he's going to come out, and he finally got you motherfuckers. Excuse me. I've been battling sickness for 2 days. Excuse me. There is a coroner's report with his name on it.
Yeah, he's toast.
Much like Chris Benoit, much like Tupac Shakur, much like Kurt fucking Cobain. There are coroner's report, and all you have to do, if you think I'm lying, you can go to your internet. You can go find the state they died in. You can request it, and for a very small fee, they will send you the file. You know why? Because it's freedom.
Well, dude,
you can have it.
I've actually, it's funny you brought up Tupac. There's actually some legitimacy to that conspiracy because I've always felt like if he was still alive, it was because he was put in witness protection.
Then why do the autopsy photos exist? And look, I'm not playing devil's advocate. That's an honest question. Why do the autopsy photos exist?
You know what? Oh my God, you're going to make fun of me. But in that autopsy photo, the tattoo he got on his neck is missing.
Okay, no, and I don't know him. I don't know his like statue. Like if it was
one of the last tattoos he got was like near his neck.
Okay,
or it's like here. Yeah.
Okay, and the autopsy photo you're talking about is from that side.
That tattoo is missing in that photo. And so I've always thought, like, I'm not one of these guys that think he's alive, but, like, if he was alive, I always thought he was in witness protection because, like, Death Row and him, they were connected to a lot of shady people.
Oh, yeah. I'm always fond of saying it comes from an old country song. We never walked on the moon. Elvis ain't dead. It's all conspiracy.
On Andy Kaufman, I'm pretty sure if he was still alive, him and Jerry Lawler would have wrestled by now.
Hell yes. On WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all.
Exactly.
Lawler would have done it in a heartbeat. Lawler was at the fucking
crutches.
funeral. He wrote about it in his book. He was there 2 days before he died.
Well, like, dude, it's like...
But no, that's not credible.
It's like I said, man. It's when people get this in their head, when it is stuck in their head, that's it. That's it. It's sometimes the best thing, like I said, the best thing when most people could turn around, if you could take 10 seconds and count to 10, and this is for anything. This isn't just for being mad.
No, you're right.
This is before you even open your fucking mouth. Count to 10 and really think about what you're about to do.
Look, I say this with all due respect to anybody who's religious. I say this with all due respect to anybody who's not religious.
Right.
If the internet were available,
for example,
in the days of Jesus, I honestly think there would be a section of the population who would say, well, Jesus didn't really die that day.
I was there. I have I took a selfie with him. He was good.
Right? I drank with him the next day, and
I broke
God
bread
has
with
a
him.
Twitter.
I broke bread with him.
Look, there's a segment of the population, no matter what happens, especially now in the internet age where nothing is good enough. Last thing on the Chris Benoit thing, somebody sent me in a private message these 24 points. And I got out my little computer and I looked at the investigation. They never found his cell phone. According to police report, there were 2 cell phones recovered at the scene. Nancy's and Chris's, verified by Verizon. Fuck you. There was no alcohol in his system. Toxicology shows alcohol, Xanax, and diabutyl.
I really think that you need to make a conscious decision to get off that page.
Oh, no, I have too much fun with it. I invited them here today just for this.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're not here because they're all afraid. They're all living in their bubble.
Of course, well, that's how anybody...
They all live in their bubble.
That's not trolling. That's just conspiracy theory.
All right, so this is
but
actually...
Wait. No. I want to go to your point. It is trolling because... I can say what I say on a page, and guys, you can come to our page, and you can say what you like, and we'll respond or whatever. But when I'm getting private messages in the middle of the night, 4 a.m, from some idiot teenager in Turkey telling me if he ever comes to the United States, he's going to stab me, nah, that's trolling. When somebody tells me,
no, that's a threat, Chris.
Well,
no,
yeah, well,
I was just saying, right.
I'm a guy who.
From an Islamic country.
Listen.
I could give a fuck. Show up on my doorstep.
I want to bring this
because
this is a stat that I wanted to bring
up.
His
name's Yancey, by the way.
This is actually a really scary stat right
Go ahead.
Bullying and suicide statistics. Bullied victims are 7 to 9% more likely to consider suicide, according to a study by Yale University. This study was taken October 13th of last year.
Alternate facts.
Fuck you and your alternate. We didn't listen. How many? And this is a serious conversation. How many times did we really bring up suicide back in the day when me and you were growing up?
Not very often.
Not often, right? It was very rare.
Always happened to other people,
right? Exactly. Or you heard it of other things.
It happened, but it didn't happen with that much of an alarming rate.
Suicide is becoming more of the way out to a lot of these younger generation, to the people now.
That points back to the
than anything else.
America,
No, it really does because, well, number one,
I disagree, and I'll tell you after he's finished.
Number one, And I see where you're going, and I like where you're going to go with this. But let me say this: number one, parents are afraid to talk to their kids, and they don't give the kids a venue. They don't give them an outlet to go on to. They throw them into some sport, or they throw them into something that the kid's not even interested in at all
because it looks good on a
resume. And when they fail, the parents get mad at them. And then what are they going to do? Attack the parents? They're going to go back at them? No. They just get into this slump. And then what they do, they go to the one place that they actually love. Wow. Xbox, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying?
Reading.
No, it's not going to be reading because the bully's not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something to do with computers. It's got to be something. Maybe it's Facebook.
Well, it's kind of what I was going to say. Like, it counter your point. Like, there's no escape from the bullying anymore. Before, like, for us, when we went to school, we dealt with that jackass before school started, maybe on lunch. 5 minutes when you went home.
Right.
And you didn't have to deal with them. You didn't know where you lived or whatever like that.
Fair
point. You can just get through the day. There's no escape from it now. Now he'll find you on Facebook. He'll find you on Instagram. I'm saying he. It could be a she, but
right.
They'll find you on the games like, oh, you play Madden? Oh, you don't know Madden, you piece of shit.
Right.
Like, there's no escape from it now.
You know, one of the great things that I think our generation has over this current 2017 generation, and guys chime in please, because I love to. Most of the people I see whose names are coming up are above the age of 30 and can recognize what I'm about to say. We were told it's just words, and the minute you put the bully in their place, it stops. But now we have this system, and trust me, I have a school-age child, I have a school-age stepkid, you have school-age children. Anna's going to have to, Annie, I don't give it.
Anna.
Thank you. I just call her sweetie.
You better not.
Not like that, asshole. We live in a world where they're just coddled from the day they hit the ground. And it's, if somebody bullies you, you come to the teacher and this and that, and you don't take it into your own hands. Fuck you. And I told my daughter this, because she came down about a year ago. I think we had this conversation privately where somebody was giving her shit on the playground and kept pulling her hair and stealing shit from her. I'm like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go punch that motherfucker in the face. But I'll get in trouble. I'm like, You have the proof. You've gone to your teachers. Tell your mom you're going to do this. Go through the steps.
If they're putting their hands on you, hit them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I told her, I said, you've done everything you need to do. You need to tell your mom about this conversation, and your mom's going to stick up for you. And she went to school the next week, and the kid pulled her hair. And what'd she do? She curled up a fist and left hook across the mouth. Dropped this kid. They're best friends now. Because that's how you settled shit.
And you got to set a boundary.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, if everybody...
I can only take so much.
If everybody sees someone taking it upon themselves to put their hand on, say, your daughter, it's going to give everyone the idea that they can do it,
and
too.
it goes into a topic that I'd like to have in the future on this show with abusive relationships, whether you're a man or a woman. If a man is constantly, or a woman is constantly berating their partner and constantly just, you suck, sorry, Josh, you're a cunt, you're this, you're that, and your daughter hears this, that is going to become that's going to become the acceptable norm to that child.
That's true. But, I mean, let's also be honest. Our parents did a lot of fucked up things around us growing up, and we didn't really, I'm not trying to throw my parents out there, but they were partying in the 80s.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I saw some things.
I've noticed you never quite realize what your parents are like until you're older and they start drinking with you at the bar.
Right.
Or until they or until they try to rewrite history and tell you, oh, that didn't happen.
And you're like, bullshit. No.
Exactly. No, what they say is, horse shit.
But no, I'm saying you realize when you get to a certain age that you go back and you're like, holy shit, that is what was going on.
Exactly.
That's the thing though. But our parents talked to us. Our parents brought up topics. My mom had the fucking bird in the bee conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do the same thing with my boys.
I had it with my mom.
That's the problem.
I had to let her know where I came from.
People are afraid to talk to their fucking kids, man. They're afraid to have meaningful conversations because one of them feels like they're going to fail the other one.
Right.
Well,
the parent feels like they're going to fail the kid, and the kid feels like they're going to fail the fucking parent.
In the parents' defense, too, like, and just going into this new modern age, like before it was like, oh, like I was saying before, that one kid at school that was bothering you. Well, we can confront him. We can confront his parents. We can, talk to the principal. Like when it's your kid against the entire world, with a bunch of people behind a keyboard that are protected from any kind of repercussion.
Yeah, that goes.
It's hard to have the conversation,
but that
you literally. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You literally are in a position where you got to sit your kid down. Like, I don't know how to deal with that.
Right.
There's no recourse. I can't go to Alaska to talk to Cum Sucker 86's.
Well, wait a minute.
But
if it's somebody local,
if me and you can sit down and talk about how maybe we can reciprocate this or how we can fix this together. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Instead of the parent being like that and being like, well, you know what? Fuck. I don't have an answer for you.
No, I'll agree with that and maybe this is where kids today need to learn this about the internet.
I think it's parents.
If Cumstain 86 is in Alaska and you're in Norwich, Connecticut, Cumstain 86 is fuck all to your life. But if you're like what happened to me earlier, and look, I'm a 44-year-old man, I can take care of myself. If Cumstain Bicycle wants to come in and join this conversation, tell me to shut the fuck up. Here's my number. Here's my address.
Dude, listen.
Let's talk about
today's
I'll share a beer with you.
technology and the way that people can hack you. Look, you could be on Xbox 1 minute, and these motherfuckers, just from you playing Xbox, will have your Xbox account, will have your email address,
doxing.
Your passwords.
It's called doxing.
Exactly. They'll have everything. So then, next thing you know, they're fucking hounding you on the phone. Next thing you know, you're getting fucking emails. You're on Facebook. You're getting messages from these fucking people. Dude, this is a real.
It is.
Real
there are people.
deal.
There are people like there are college professors that are afraid to tell, obviously, what they perceive as truth, which we would probably agree with them. They're afraid to even say that for fear of being doxxed by the students.
It's the same thing with what's his nuts there, Ben Shapiro being banned from all these places, and he's getting emails and hate mail and death threats.
You got to watch the lecture, but he was. I
watched it today.
He was the highest recipient of anti-Semitism in 2015-16.
Based on what? His name is Shapiro?
Well, he's Jewish.
I know.
He wears a yarmulke. He's a devout Jew.
But
he says things that are truly politically incorrect, and people take it as hate speech.
Well, the little thing you put up earlier, and if you haven't seen it, Ed, I'd like you to share it to our page later, is where the young snowflake is saying something about the Boy Scouts. He says, the Boy Scouts are for biological boys. Where is it written? In the name Boy Scouts. And after you posted that, I watched that, and I probably watched like 15 other videos of that same, because it was broken down. I couldn't watch the whole thing in one. I couldn't find it. He's not bringing up alternate fact. He's not giving his opinion. He's saying this is actually, whether I agree with it all or not, this is actually 100%. Here's my facts. Well, where'd you get that? Oh, a study was done at Yale University. Here it is. I brought it with me. Well, how can I believe that?
Listen.
What the fuck, people?
I think there should be a Girl Scouts, and I think there should be a Boy Scouts, and I think boys should only be in the Boy Scouts, and I think girls should only be in the Girl Scouts.
Trigger.
And I think...
Trigger.
No, that's fine. Trigger the fuck out of it. I think we need more of it. Girls need to be set aside, and it's not like when you go into Girl Scouts, they do like, oh my God, let's go sewing and let's, no, they do things that women do in a society. When the Boy Scouts go out and they do things, they go out and they do things in a society to help men out. They treat them as men. They get them to learn how to be men in this society. They teach women how to be women in this society. You need a boys club. You need a girls club. You don't need this middle thing. You need fucking one or the other, dude. That's how it's got to be.
And before we get into this whole gender
this is
binary,
why this fucking world is so fucked up right
and
now.
I'm agreeing with you. And before we get into all this gender binary identification bullshit, let's go on your point here. The Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts guys are not too far different. They just sell different shit come December when they're trying to get all your money.
The same thing. They teach
Boy Scouts
women,
learn how to sew.
Exactly.
At the same time, the Girl Scouts learn how to make a fucking fire.
Yes, they do.
They're not teaching anything any different. But if your 6-year-old who was born a female.
See, I don't
girls.
even think that's the whole issue.
There's a lot to it.
What they learn is not. It's just their whole idea that
it teaches you structure.
No, what I'm saying is it's just their whole idea that gender is a social construct instead of a biological. That's all it is.
No, I know.
It's the attempt to create a new victim class.
That's exactly
and they're doing
what
it, and they're succeeding. Is the problem?
They're succeeding, and then some. Dude.
Now, I have issues with both sides of the equation, but you have one side that's kind of like, well, I just want to make it so you can do it yourself, and then there's the other side. It's like you can't do anything unless I help you, and so they create these victim classes. And
that's the best thing about the man and the woman, though, is we have weaknesses as a man that only women can fulfill as far as that's concerned. Now, I understand when they turn around and you say, okay, well, how do the gay couples come into this? It doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. It can be any type of relationship. A man and a woman are always going to be combined somehow.
They typically don't even ask what your sexual orientation is when you join the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts.
Exactly.
You know?
No, but they ask if you're male or fucking female, which is why the hubbub is going on now.
Yeah.
The little, I can't remember what state it's from. The little girl,
I know. There's a girl
at
that
7 years old who identifies as a boy. First of all, if your parents raised you wrong, that's the problem. I worked for a medical doctor for 10 months, part-time, and I got fed up with all this intergender binary bullshit, and I said, hey, Doc, I won't mention his name. He doesn't want to be mentioned. I asked him if I could use his name, too. You're a doctor. You went to school for X amount of years. You took out $350,000 in federally funded student loans that you paid back at a rate of 18% to call yourself doctor. How many genders are there? Well, Chris, there are 2. And what are those 2? Male and female. So if I woke up tomorrow and said, I identify as a woman, therefore I am a woman, what would you as a medical professional say? That you're out of your fucking mind. It's not a gender thing. It's a psychological thing. And the sooner you idiots realize that, the better off we're all going to be.
I think in the lecture, Ben Shapiro puts it best where he asks that same girl, how old are you? And she's like, oh, I'm 20. And he's
why
like,
aren't you 60?
Why aren't you 60?
Yes. Well, and she had nothing. She had nothing.
Well, she tried to say it's obvious that I'm not 60.
She stammered it out.
She tried to say, well, that's obvious I'm not 60. And he goes, well, it's obvious you're a girl, too.
Yeah. Ta-da!
Well,
if you were born without a pole between your knees, you're a female. It's that simple. I don't care what you identify with.
But, you know what? We should make it clear, too. And he makes it clear. Nobody is saying these people don't have the same rights as everybody else. Nobody is saying that. He's not saying or anything else, not marginalizing anybody. What he's saying is there's a good chance these people are suffering from gender dysmorphia, which is an issue. And now there are parents actually raising their kids to be, quote, gender neutral. And it's going to confuse the hell out of people. Some people are giving 7-year-olds hormone treatments.
We did it back. Look, we did it back in the 70s. If you turn around, let's take a general 70s father turns around. Coming home from work and I worked my ass off and oh my God, is Junior playing with a Barbie doll? Ah! Junior, don't you put that Barbie doll down. You're going to be gay if you touch that Barbie doll. That was the thought back in the 70s. Right?
Sure.
What happened when Junior played with a Barbie doll?
He became Tommy fucking Hilfiger and made $40 billion making a clothing line.
Is Tommy Hilfiger gay?
No.
He's very much not. Exactly. But that's my fucking point. We were so scared to let fucking boys play with Barbies back in the 70s. Did it make a huge difference? No, it didn't.
Eric just came in, and yes, Eric, I understand this is real. There's something called now trans age, and he calls bullshit on it. So do I. Anybody seen the video?
This is falling right back into what
I'm 65. I want my social security.
I'm trans financial. I'm a rich guy in a poor guy's body. Send me money so I can live the life I deserve to live. The 50-year-old guy who lives his life as a 6-year-old girl.
How about the fact that I'm white and I don't make fucking triple digits?
No, you have privilege. You have privilege. You have privilege.
I don't make triple digits. Where's my privilege?
Doesn't matter. You have privilege.
It's my fucking privilege.
That's what I want to know. Where's our privilege?
The actual response given by the trolls would be, you're privileged because you're able to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I hit the button one more time? Can I hit the button one more time? We need a graphic for this, by the way.
Horse. Shit.
Listen.
White privilege
If we're so
does not
fucking
exist.
privileged, Why are we still using the same microphones and the same mixer in the same studio, people?
Why?
www.patreon.com.
Why are we asking for Patreon?
Wait.
If we go to Jabroni,
I got.
send us some privilege.
Oh, we got our Patreon donor has a comment, and I want to bring it out.
Hold on. You could do that, right?
Go ahead.
Let me tell you about my
it.
privilege. If I was so fucking privileged right now, motherfuckers, I wouldn't be asking you for Patreon. I'd be like, www.youkouldkissmyasscauseI'mrich.com. All right?
Jen comes in. Jen Job, one of our Patreon donors, says, my father is transgender. It sounds cliche now, but she said to me it had always felt like she was born in the wrong body ever since she was a child. She tried to live a normal life, and it took 50 years to become the woman she is today. Okay, stop right there. I buy that, and I'll tell you why. 50 years. Much like as big of a problem as I had with Caitlyn Jenner, that was 66 years. If you're fighting that, and you're trying to live society standard, and you just come out one day and
you're
you do
going
it
through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s.
But now we have 7-year-old kids who
People
don't
got
know they're
murdered in the 80s because they were gay. You know what I'm saying?
We have kids at 7 years old. You don't know your dick from a twig on a tree.
No.
You don't.
No, you
don't understand the difference between men and women. All you understand is fucking.
You come out and you're like, "Ma, look at this! Put that thing away!"
How many
it's not
times?
until your mom yells at you?
Right, you're a father of 2 boys. I'm a father of a female, and I have a stepdaughter who's a female who, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but never got to experience this with the stepdaughter. How many times my daughter would walk out buck ass naked from the shower, even though I sent her in with clothes to her room to get clothes, and you're just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm going to get clothes. You're butt naked. There's people in this house.
Yeah.
How many times did your boys or your stepboy just walk around butt ass naked because they don't know shit from shit?
Hey, I got it. Look,
at that age,
he's not my son.
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's the thing. Like he'll try to come in the bathroom when I'm using the bathroom, and it's like, dude, no, you know, like maybe if you're dad and you do this, that's cool, but that's
I get it.
But it's,
But
there's
at
a certain
5, at 7, at 9, my daughter's going to be 9 on Wednesday.
That's just it. You got to make those boundaries.
Fuck all.
You got to make the boundaries, and that's exactly the problem that I'm having. These trolls and everybody else, it doesn't stem from these children. That motherfucker in Combine and everybody else that does all these stupid things, it's not them, dude.
No,
it's the fucking parents. It's these fucking wackadoo parents that are either too
unrealistic expectations,
right. Unrealistic expectations, or they're too pussy to actually lay down the fucking law and let the fucking child know what they're doing is fucked up. You know why? Because my child couldn't possibly do that.
Not my kid.
Not my kid. Not my kid could not be sitting over there putting lipstick on in the mirror and talking to himself and stroking a machine gun.
Look,
that's not my kid. That's not my kid.
Well, yeah. Again, it looks like I'm the devil's advocate guy.
Feel free.
The parents are being given like unheard of expectations now, like talking about about the gender thing.
We gave it to each other.
Right. Well,
that was us. That was all our stupid fault. We turned around and said, "You can't hit your kid." So what do we start doing? Oh, okay, I guess we can't.
You're going to have to go time
anymore.
out.
Not even that, but now you'll take your kid to school and they'll sit you down. Like, have you talked to your kids about gender lately? I'm like,
fantastic.
Gender?
That's a fantastic point.
It's like he hasn't even gotten his first boner yet. Like that's not what we mean. Have you discussed how he has to choose his gender? Right?
Comment from a listener. Janelle says, my son likes to kiss me so he can get my lipstick, and he likes girl stuff, but not because he's gay or confused, but because I am the strongest person in his life, and he calls me his hero and happy place. And you know what? You're doing a great fucking job.
Absolutely.
100%. I'm going to tip my hat to you right now. The problem I have is, I don't need to ask this question, but has your son ever come and said, you know what, I want to wear a dress today? Probably not. At this age, your job is not to acquiesce to the will of a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or a 10-year-old. Your job is to bring them and prepare them for the life ahead of them.
Yeah, exactly. He's impersonating you. When he takes the lipstick and when he takes that, he's impersonating you.
Right.
He's not taking it beyond that.
I'm not going to lie.
He's not turning around and say, "Hey, look, I got to be."
Look, as a little kid, my brother and I would go into my mother's closet, and as a goof, we'd wear the high heel shoes and run around the house and be like, "Oh, look, I'm Mummy," and we'd fuck around.
All right, show's over.
No, but at the end, shut up. Triggered. Oh no, not a trigger warning. Shit.
Yeah, but
Folks, you've been trigger warned.
Okay, look, at the end of the day, Matt and I grew up to be, I think, decent guys. We have decent women in our lives. We have decent kids underneath us. And we didn't turn a corner because for an hour on a random Saturday when no one was home, we just decided to fuck around and be stupid. That's not what I'm talking about. It's a 7-year-old girl who says, I want to join the Boy Scouts. Why? Because I think I'm a boy. Why do you think you're a boy? And I guarantee if anybody asked that little girl that question, because my mom and dad said I could be anything I wanted to be.
Can I be the dick in this situation?
You sure can. Hit the button.
I think we're all being dicks today.
Okay, here we go.
That's the point.
Okay, you want to join the Boy Scouts? Pee standing up.
Now I'm triggered. This is bullshit.
Do it. No, right?
Yeah.
Pee standing up.
Yep.
Oh, it's shit's tripling down your leg. What's going on right now?
Get a boner.
I'm sorry. There's certain things that we need to address, and we need to start being realistic. It's funny how we can be realistic about the president, but we can't be realistic about our own home and our own
Who's
society.
being realistic about the president right now? Because I got a whole list of motherfuckers.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. No. People have these realistic demands for Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait. You mean like the people who chastise Trump for saying grab him by the pussy and then 11 years later runs and wins the presidency when they're listening to music where the whole thing is fuck her in the butt and stick 3 fingers up her junk and this and that and third.
Oh,
Look,
man.
I'm guilty. I listen to that music too.
I was going to say, you're talking about all the love songs.
Yeah. Look, I'm a fan of a band whose biggest claims to fame are singing songs about their own penises. The Love Gun. But if Paul Stanley ran for president, is that going to come up against him? Probably, because some snowflake is going to say, oh, wait, Paul Stanley wrote a song about his dick.
I feel like we're combining everything Lady J wanted to talk about. But I think most of the gender identity thing has stemmed mostly from a complete and total shaming of male-female. Like, you're either a toxic male,
Right.
or you're an oppressed female.
Or you're a whore.
Well, what... You know what I'm saying? Well,
Or you're a doormat of a man, or you're a doormat as a man.
You like football, you like this, that, and the other. You're a toxic male.
Am I?
You know? You're...
No, a toxic male is someone who on a daily basis berates, belittles, and just breaks down the female. You're nothing but a skank bitch. You're a cunt. You're this, you're that, and offers nothing.
No.
Nothing to
It's
the
a
relationship.
narrative.
But if and I'm full disclosure, and I hope she's watching, I have had, if I had to count on one hand, 4 fights in the last 3 years with the Eternal Flame, and I've used the word cunt. And in that heat of battle, at that moment in time, yes, full disclosure, I'm going to apologize if I offended you, but I'm not apologizing for what I said, because at this moment in time, yes, that's what you were being. But that's not an everyday occurrence. If that's an everyday occurrence for a woman, there's a problem. And if there's an everyday occurrence where a man is continually told, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you're my man, and this and that, that's a problem.
Again, in summary, it's a narrative that men are toxic and females are weak, and we both know it's not true.
Right.
There are shitty individuals.
The problem is it's
period.
still hush-hush. People are afraid to fucking admit it. Women are afraid to admit that they're not fucking weak, and men are afraid to admit that we're not fucking toxic. Because if we admit that we're not toxic, we lose that masculinity. Right. And if women admit that they're not weak, then they fucking lose the femininity, that sexuality that they fucking have. So it's a catch-22 on either way of it.
It's like I think feminism is toxic. Trigger everybody. I think feminism is toxic.
Are we still talking about trolls?
We are. It's all getting mashed together. That's
what it stems from.
Because the argument, and look, we've all brought up great points. We've all brought up great facts. But the problem is when people chime in with their opinion and there's nothing behind it, that to me, you're trolling. You're being a troll. You're being a statist. You're being that's where my disconnect is.
That's beating the dead horse that we've thrown into the mix a million times.
Tell me more.
The problem with the trolls is it's eternal. It's internal. I'm sorry. It's within them.
I think there's
something. There's something.
It's going to be eternal from here on out. We're never going to get away from it.
It's internal.
Dude, our own president trolls. Let's keep it real.
No, absolutely.
Oh, have you watched the tweets lately?
Our own president is trolling, and now he's sharing them.
Society.
Yeah, but he's sharing them on the POTUS tweet.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, I'm going to say I'm giving Trump 2 years.
Well, he keeps this shit
Before
up,
he's
yeah.
impeached or assassinated or both?
Impeached.
Both. You keep that's what I'm saying.
The Nordstrom thing is dangerously illegal.
Yes, it is. And I was just, it's funny, for the last couple of weeks, I've been listening to the Ben Shapiro show. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. I don't, like you said, I don't agree with everything
He's the only
says.
conservative that makes an argument, in my opinion. Like most conservatives,
An
just drive me
intelligent
nuts.
argument.
Yeah.
Say that, because don't say he makes an argument. Every conservative can make an argument. Doesn't mean it's right.
I think most conservatives make shitty arguments. I'll say it.
Ben Shapiro will bring fact to the table. And that's what I like about him. I don't agree with him all the time, but he brought up the Nordstrom thing recently, and it was like, this is gross misconduct. This is a conflict of interest by the President of the United States, who's not supposed to have any private interest anywhere in the free fucking world. And he's tweeting, you should buy Ivanka's stuff and this, that, and the third, and whatever.
To correct you, like, there's no law that says the president, like, he could keep his business. There's no law that says the president can't. He just can't make policy or do anything that benefits that business.
Right.
But in the age of the internet...
Let me finish. Generally, the public discourse has been to make the president get rid of that stuff. Like Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm.
Right.
You know, but there is no law.
Ronald Reagan had a
binds him to
horse
it.
farm in Rancho Cucamonga, California that he had to sell off, which...
He didn't have to, but it was best politically.
Okay, wait.
It wasn't legal, but it was political.
Let's be honest.
3 days after,
What do we hire
after he
when we
left
had Trump
office,
in here?
3 days after he left office,
businessman.
he bought the business back.
Right.
So he did what was right for the office.
Yeah, but these guys, look,
Well, it was
you're
political.
talking about an actor. You're talking about a peanut farm owner. We're talking
you
about
say actor, but you forget he was the governor of California for a long time.
But look, we're talking about a multi-million-dollar
He's a billionaire.
business, right? He's a
multimedia superstar.
But
if you can say that.
he also owns a lot of fucking businesses.
Yes.
We knew this. We knew this when he started running for president. So for you to turn around and be like, well, he's got to get rid of all his stuff now. Really?
Not get rid of it.
But you gotta curb the
Controlling interest. If you're the sitting
so
president,
shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, I'm serious about that. He has
done it.
So
He has done.
All of these people who are saying, "Oh, Trump needs to get out of this," look, he's out of it. He's put the controlling interest into his son-in-law and this and that and the third. He's put the controlling interest where they have to be.
Controlling interest into him saying stupid shit.
Well,
and
that's
you need to
another
have
problem.
somebody. No, you need to have Trump.
Trump needs.
Trump,
the Secret Service.
you need to have somebody sitting right next to you, and as soon as you're getting ready to hit that send button, he slaps your hand.
So you're saying
No.
he needs Twitter Secret Service.
He does need.
I
Twitter
agree with
Secret
that, and
Service.
I support it.
I am surprised as fuck that the Secret Service is even letting him tweet on his personal account. Obama wasn't even allowed to have a smartphone.
No, I thought, they weren't supposed to because, number one, just like we talked about, the way that people can fucking hack you right through one of these fucking devices.
I honestly think, it's just my personal opinion, that he's so much of a narcissist that they tried to take his phone away, and he said, do that and I'll end you.
I wouldn't doubt that.
He's already shown tendency to bully people. I think he's bullying the Secret Service.
Who's the guy
Biggest
recently?
fucking bully in the USA right now.
Yeah, he just appointed somebody, and now he's crawling up their ass for some reason. I can't remember his name. For the love of fuck, right? Why can't I remember his name? I had it in my mind that I was going to bring him up.
The Supreme Court?
Garshka.
He still has to get voted on, if I'm not mistaken.
But he came out and he made a statement in the press recently. He did one of the Sunday shows like Meet the Press or Face the Nation and all that bullshit. He said some things that Trump didn't like, and here we are on Monday. It was in the Washington Post this morning. Fucked if I can't remember his name. And he's already crawling up his ass. All because he said one thing that Trump didn't agree with on Face the Nation, Meet the Press on one of the Sunday shows.
Here's the thing, his Supreme Court pick doesn't bother me at all. Gorsuch, I think.
None of his picks bother me except the Secretary of Education, which
I love it. I love it, and I'll tell you why in a second.
And I think you're going to agree with me, guys. If you want to go back and look at those Secretary of Educations, I think in the last Trump, 2 Obamas, 2 Bushes, and one of the Clintons, none of them had a fucking educational background. Do your fucking homework. Because it's Trump, all of a sudden it's a problem? I didn't vote for the man. Full disclosure, we've gone over this before. I'm not a Trump supporter. You know what I am? I am an American. He is my president. And if you're watching this and you live in America, fuck you. He is your president too. You got to give this guy a chance.
I fucking love DeVos, and I'll tell you why. Because she's fucking horrible. She's absolutely terrible. She's going to ruin the Department of Education. Thomas Massey already has a bill to get rid of the Department of Education. I'm fucking all behind it.
Do we have a break coming up? I have to throw up. I can't believe I just heard that.
Libertarians don't believe in the Department of Education, and neither do I.
We should, because let's be honest, education is the backbone of the country.
No,
It's a state issue.
It is a state issue. You know what?
Hang on.
No, I'll buy it. I'll buy it state by state. I get it, but teaching our kids is important.
Why do we do the what do they call the Connecticut SBA?
Oh, don't get me
the standardized
testing.
Right,
exactly.
Department of Education.
Exactly.
It hasn't helped anything.
Fucking
Exactly.
We're
That's
still 14th
exactly
in
my
education.
fucking point. Because you turn around and you get these stupid things, and they all, by the time they even get to the fucking government, it's the next year.
Going
you
back
can't
to
make any real differences. The only real difference you can make is in your fucking state, which is
Or
why
in your
we
home.
In your state,
But we're
right.
taking the authority out of the homes. You can't tell your kids shit.
They turn around.
Best way to get it back is to take away from the Fed.
The problem is people turn around and they hear these things. They hear, oh, they're cutting government funding on schools, and they freak because they don't listen to what they're saying. They're not cutting state funding. They're cutting government. Exactly. Your federal fucking funding. Get rid of it completely. Put it towards something better, and step up.
I agree, and I'm going to take it one step further. If you're listening to us in Connecticut, the jackass that currently lives in that big old Windsor mansion in Hartford, Jackass Malloy should be taking care of the kids of Connecticut. If you're in Massachusetts, I don't know who your governor is.
Common Core math is bullshit.
It is bullshit or horseshit.
Massachusetts is on its way to doing away with it, and I think Rhode Island already did.
Standardized testing, first of all, is bullshit. There are kids that can build a rocket like MacGyver, and they couldn't pass the standardized test.
Do you know what Common Core math is?
Horseshit.
Besides that,
I've tried. When last year, Madison.
Not only is it guessing, we live in a society.
It's counting on your fingers.
We live in a society where it's all about where your name's going to take you, right? We live in a society of snooky and situations.
Wow.
Mush, mush.
That's a dated
Mush,
reference,
mush.
but I'll buy it.
But we do.
I'll buy it.
We do.
I'll buy it.
Who invented the Common Core fucking math?
Snooki.
Probably.
New Jersey?
Whoever did it, now they're going to be associated with this Common Core forever. You see how pathetic this is?
See, it's funny.
So we're going to twist math around so it's so retarded that a monkey has to use its penis, all fucking 10 digits, and the digits on his fucking toes.
Not unless you identify as a woman, then you can't use your penis to count.
To three. Still can't count to three using
Buffalo
Common Core
Bob
fucking
tucking
math.
your
going
junk
back to the gender identification thing, and it does relate, and I'll tell you why. Like, you know how
Get it done. I need a break.
you know how Obama pressured the state into allowing transgender kids to use a proper bathroom,
Right.
By using the Department of Education and said, well, we're going to withhold your funding unless you comply. So those departments are a way for the executive branch,
yes,
to legislate without Congress, and anybody who's behind that, hit the button.
It's kind of extortion, but I want to hear you say
Horse shit.
Finally, he comes around.
Anybody who would advocate for that is bullshit.
No, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Your argument is invalid.
It's absolutely fucking 110%. Like I said, people need to start fucking realizing what's going on. And this is what stems right back to the whole fucking trolling thing. When people get so agitated, they get
adamant.
Aggravated that they have nobody else. They have nothing else to take it on. So what do? They take it out on fucking people.
And they take it
They
to
go to
extremes.
Facebook.
Exactly.
They go to
Extremes.
because you're so pissed off.
There were
You're
public
so
schools.
pissed off. You're way the fuck up here, and all of a sudden, Happy Johnny comes on and goes, "My favorite color is clear, and I like ice." And the motherfucker, you gotta pick a color, motherfucker, because you're
the
No, this is too good for a break. I want you two to go on. I'll be right back.
The Department of Education was started in, I think, the late 70s or the 80s.
Yeah.
Did you go to a public school before then?
No.
No, I wasn't born before. Asshole.
Like 1980, you didn't go to school?
Well, school I did then, yeah.
Was it a public school?
It was a public school.
So public schools existed before the Department of Education.
Yeah, they did.
And they will go on after.
And they will continue to do it afterwards. Exactly. With the with the government having control of it, they can't. You got 50 fucking states. There's no way.
Sovereign states. Let's say that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest. All right. Let's say Connecticut is better at math, but Texas is better at science.
But anyway,
I'm just throwing it out there. You need to see the government. By the time they realize Texas is good at science and Connecticut's good at fucking math, it's 5 years behind, and these fucking kids are already in high school and they're already fucking learned the wrong way. So if you got the state taking care of this fucking shit,
it's a state's best interest to have a well-educated populace.
You would think,
So honestly, and this is the way I see it, and the argument I've gotten is like, well, Missouri is teaching creationism in schools. I'm like, well, if that's what they want to do, let them. Like, well, I have a problem with that. I'm like, why? You don't live there.
Yeah.
If Missouri wants to keep their populace,
I want to say
living in 1850, it is up to them. That gives you an advantage over people in Missouri.
I want to say,
I just want to be the guy in the box.
I think it's more central. It does a lot more homeschooling. And the thing with the homeschooling and the thing, like, it's not just like mom teaches her kids. It's mom teaches her kids and like 5 other kids from the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of come over there, and mom's actually teaching like 6, 7 kids. So
I heard when I lived in Indiana back in 90.
On the state,
but. This is how I think it should be done. Number one,
there's social interaction between the children. You can learn how to be with other kids.
Number two, you are now granted. I'm not saying, hey, look, you want to be a teacher tomorrow? I grant you the opportunity to be a teacher, and you can teach these kids whatever the fuck you want. No. You have to go through fucking the state. You have to go through. Hell, we physically finger the fuck out of you if you want to get a gun in Connecticut, right? Have you ever tried to get a gun in Connecticut?
Yes.
I'm going to try.
Yeah. You're going to try?
My ass still hurts.
First of all, just jump that shit to 300, right?
I've been seeing way too many riots, so.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, Amy, if you're listening.
First of all, you are going to prepare to have your life get flipped upside down, number one.
I know. I already got a petition.
Number two. Number two. After that's done, prepare to have it get done again. Because once they get done with that, they're not going to believe you. You're a criminal. You're a criminal, dude. You are a fucking criminal. What they need to do is they need to do the education the exact same way they do this fucking gun law. You do it the exact same way. You want to fucking scrutinize people? You want to do the fucking welfare system exactly like you do the pistol permit.
Why shouldn't
scrutinize these motherfuckers?
Why shouldn't? And I'm going to ask. Look, if anybody wants to chime in, please do. And you guys, I want to hear it from you two first, and the listeners. No offense to you guys. Second, why do I have to be drug tested to get a job, but I'm not drug tested to get free fucking money from the government?
I actually have a valid argument for that.
I'd like to hear it.
The government is not allowed to invade your privacy.
But they do anyway.
They're not allowed to.
Edward Snowden, motherfucker.
It's a legal search and seizure.
Edward Snowden.
And to be honest with you,
a company.
Have you ever worked with an alcoholic?
I worked at PCC for 4 years. We were all alcoholics. Every last one of us.
Let me tell you something. Alcoholics suck to fucking work with. Number one,
I'd rather work with a cokehead than an alcoholic, to be honest.
They're short-tempered.
I agree.
So short-tempered.
Short-tempered, lazy,
short-sighted.
Fucking, they are the worst.
They avoid conversation.
You get drunk just smelling them.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Is there an alcohol test? There isn't.
No,
I've always said. Drug test.
I have always said if you're gonna drug test for a job, you should drug test for everything: alcohol, prescription drugs. If you don't have a prescription for Xanax and you test high for Xanax, that TUE, for those of you who know, therapeutic use exemption, just so you know. If my thing comes back high for Xanax, well, Chris, you were tested high for Xanax. Oh, I have anxiety. Do you have a prescription? I should have to show that I'm not some loopy motherfucker. Much like I would never, and I have never, like leading up to a job interview, I don't get shitty the night before, or I don't get shitty after, leading up. I don't get shitty a lot. My birthday and Super Bowl and Daytona. At those 3 months. So I don't apply for jobs between December and March.
With Xanax, with Percocet, with Vicodin, you need to go to a doctor and you need to get it prescribed to you.
Right. You don't need to get prescribed
Alcohol,
Jack fucking Daniels.
No, if I want to go in there and drop $300 on a bottle of fucking Johnny Walker Black and drink that entire fucking bottle and do something ridiculously stupid.
Completely legal.
It's completely legal without anybody questioning it.
Not morally correct, but completely legal.
But it's completely legal. But if I walk into a drugstore and I say, I want 30 fucking Percocet because my back is fucking blaring right now.
Where's your prescription?
Where's your prescription? Where's the thing from your doctor that says that you have this problem?
I had a friend, and he's still with us by the grace of God. Had a real bad back issue. His company did not offer health benefits. This is like in the late 90s, early 2000s. The only thing that would cure his pain was a pint, and sometimes more than a pint, of alcohol. And he would drink that, and the pain goes away, so he could get through his 8-hour workday. Much like you said, the problem was the stank. Now, here come the trolls. The trolls are like, oh, do you know that like he wakes up in the morning at 9 o'clock and drinks a fifth of Jack Daniels just so he can get through the day? Well, he drinks that at 9 o'clock. He goes to work at 4 o'clock. He gets out at midnight. From 9 till whatever, he sleeps it off. He wakes up, rested, refreshed, sober as a fucking judge. He goes to work. He does his job. He was one of the best at what he did. And it shouldn't bother people. It's legal. But I get it. It doesn't make it right. And one of the things that these trolls don't understand is when you voice that opinion, and I'm not saying you're voicing an opinion, you're putting fact on the fucking table. But when somebody says, oh, well, it's their right, abortion is a big thing, and if I have to hear one more troll say, my body, my right, I'll punch you in the fucking twat myself, bitch.
I'm sorry, man.
Abortion is not an option. If you lay down and you get the pipe and you get pregnant, guess what? It's your fucking problem, not mine. First of all, unless it's rape or incest, you don't get that choice. You did the crime. Now you got to do the time for the next 18 years. 18 years and 9 months by my math. If you want to do something and
26 thanks to Obamacare.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. 26 now. Sorry, I forgot about that. Thanks, big ears.
What about the vasectomy tubes tied? Still get one.
Yeah, right. But look,
I got an argument.
It happens.
This is not going to those one night standers or the girl from Christ. I just read the story a couple months ago. We referenced it briefly. She was from Michigan, Minnesota, one of the M states up there in the north where it snows and the football teams suck. Got gang raped. Had a baby. But because she's so afraid of abortion and the social stigma, she had the baby. So she did, in her mind, she did the right thing. And then here came the internet trolls who were like, oh, I can't believe that. You're having this criminal baby. You were violently raped and this and that and the third.
I still think it's the woman's choice.
You think so?
I think it's the woman's choice. It's her. It really is her body.
I don't think it should be illegal.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it should be illegal. But morality, look. If you are adult enough to lay down and accept an unprotected deal,
you're talking about some fucking whore that lays down and gets pregnant 3 times a month and then uses that as birth control.
Is that possible?
That's as uses that.
It is when I fuck
and uses it as birth control is what you're saying.
Yes.
Now
that's what bothers me.
That's one extreme out of a gazillion.
Sure.
I
buy that.
There's quite possibly 40 million. Say you are. Say, all right, let's take Jimmy and Julia. Jimmy's
nice people,
16 and Julia's 17. They're both just starting to get their thing. They're having fun. The condom breaks. Julia gets pregnant. No, don't stick your finger up.
I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you.
This is but over just a couple minutes ago.
No, I did say in that if you go back, I did say
no. It was rapists.
There are different circumstances. If you took the time and the effort to put contraception in place and it breaks, okay, I get it. But you made the effort. You didn't just lay down and go, stick it in me. And the guy didn't just go, I'm not wearing it. They took the time and the effort to do the safe and right thing.
Same thing. And this has been proven. 2 people were supposed to be sterile, all of a sudden don't. And they have one.
That's a medical malpractice suit.
That's
Because you had a doctor look at you both and say, okay, Mary and Bob, you're both sterile. You'll never have children.
Or they never even went to the doctor. What if they just
How do you assume you're sterile?
Because you never fucking had a kid. Maybe you just fucking luck of the draw, or you just were with the right partner.
Not every little swimmer is equipped to do the job.
Maybe sterility runs in your family.
Maybe.
Or maybe
You
just
assumed.
the person that you were with,
Did anyone
it
get
didn't click.
I got it.
Didn't your vibes never
I
went,
got that.
you know what
Not
I'm
every
saying?
little swimmer is equipped with the right stuff.
Or with the right environment.
But
Maybe you went inside that environment and was like, wow, shit!
the point you made was valid, and it was amazing, is that Johnny and Susie were in the back of a Buick, and Johnny
Johnny and Julia,
and Johnny threw the rubber on. Point 1, they were both trying to be safe. He did his due diligence. I'm 16, she's 16, we're not ready to be parents.
17.
Okay,
Getting ready to go to college.
condom breaks. It's an unfortunate accident.
But the problem is,
And
even when they walk in, the trolls don't give a fuck.
No, they don't, and that's the problem.
The trolls are thinking exactly what you said. That fucking whore should have just kept her fucking legs closed. That fucking whore should not have even fucking opened her shit.
The reason I said what I said, and I'll reference this, and I told you I was naming names today. There's a young lady named Jenny, and she lives in the upper eastern part of our state. I won't say her last name. Her name is Jenny, though. Has 5 kids.
And she
None of them
uses it.
are
Right.
in her possession. Do you know why?
But you know
because
what the
she just
thing is?
continues to lay down and accept any sausage that comes barreling through and keeps pushing out these kids, and the state take
why?
them away.
Why do you think? Because she's never really.
I gotta say, there's some things that need to stop, and one of the things is there's been 2 separate occasions where I've actually tried to get a vasectomy, and they tell me no.
Why not?
Flat out no.
But a woman can get an abortion at a drop of a hat. Why can you not?
Because you haven't had a kid yet.
Actually, it's funny. I got kicked out of a Planned Parenthood of all places.
What?
I got kicked out of a Planned Parenthood.
If you don't have a
because-
child and you try to get a vasectomy, he's not lying.
Do you know what they actually said to me? You know what
Is
they actually said to me, and I was shocked and appalled, which is why I could care less about Planned Parenthood. They actually said, well, you might meet a girl that wants kids.
Yeah.
And you know what the first thing out of my mouth was?
tough.
My body, my choice. They fucking kicked me out for saying that.
Oh, but a woman can go in there and say, "See, here comes the gender divide again." Now,
Actually, my full statement was why I didn't realize it was up to my reproductive rights were up to a woman. I thought it was my body, my choice. And they said, "Sir, you have to leave."
what office was that, and when can I go? Because I'll go talk to him.
Probably the Norwich one.
Norwich, I'm on it.
I think, but,
Get ready, bitches. I'm coming.
dude, that was a long ass time ago.
No, but it is.
But
You're absolutely fucking right.
now they do it a little different. I think they make you take a test.
But the
or
whole
something.
the whole thing about my body, my choice. Look, I'm not like you brought up John and Julia, fake names, of course, and the condom breaks and all that. That's an unfortunate incident, and yes, in that situation, completely acceptable. Who decides when a life becomes a life? In the video with Ben Shapiro, somebody yells out from the audience, "Upon the first breath." Okay, so a fully developed baby.
Yeah, like
who is not
8 months, 2 weeks.
Right, 8 months, 2
No,
weeks, fully developed. You can
first breath
kill that
doesn't
kid.
come out until you actually cut the umbilical cord.
Exactly. So that baby wasn't fully developed at 8 months, 2 weeks. Horseshit. I don't buy it. But if you're just a chick who's going to lay down and accept it, or if you're just a guy who says, "I'm not wearing a condom," look, there is equal culpability on both sides. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah, but that part right there, I can see. Right, the guy saying, "I'm not going to use a condom," then the girl's like,
Yeah, that's what she
"There
should
you go.
do.
End of
That's
story.
exactly
End
what
of
she
story.
should
No
do.
baby, it didn't happen." You know what I'm saying?
You want to lay down with me? You want to get down with the hibbity dibbity? Wrap it. I don't want to wrap it. You're out. See ya. I'll find someone who does.
I don't care how many abortions someone has. I just don't think
I'm on that page,
I
man.
just
I
don't,
do believe it's their choice.
Why is 8 months?
I hear
no.
what you're saying. No, but see that
Wait.
that right
Go with
there.
your point.
That's
Go with
not
your point.
abortion.
Go with your point.
That when you're belly is like out to here.
That's a fully developed
I'm
human being.
sorry, dude. That is not a fucking abortion. That's murder.
Yes,
all right?
that's what I was going to say.
That's murder. That is
the
fucking
legal
murder.
definition
What is the difference between
outside of the womb?
What is the difference between 8 months and 2 days versus 60 years old? And Eddie, I'm going to get to your. I want you to make your point because
60
I like where you're going.
If you're talking about
you're still a human being, right?
So hold on. So the morning after pill is murdering a human being?
It's not developed yet.
That's exactly
it's
it.
a ding. It's the spark.
Here's the thing. And
is it a spark or is it a fire?
I think we'd all agree with this. It's one of those issues where I don't think anybody really knows.
No,
and we
agreed,
don't.
100%.
But if we just go by legal definitions, like I was saying, the legal definition is viability outside the womb. So if it can survive outside the womb, technically it's alive.
Yeah.
You know?
And at 8 months and 2 days,
I
you
get
could
funny
survive.
past the first trimester. Like I'm a little uncomfortable past the first trimester. I think that's plenty of time for you
And
to know you're
I'll
pregnant.
say this because I have a
No,
friend.
I agree with you.
I have a friend who watches the show who had her son at 5 months and a couple weeks. And he's 6 years old now, and he is doing fantastic. He's a wonderful little boy. He's my godson. I get pictures of him all the time. But by some definitions, 5 months, that's not enough to qualify him as a human being. Well, he made it out, and he's made it this far, and he's going to have a great life ahead of him.
My issue is when it's referred to as a right. It's not a right; it's a service.
Yes.
Do I think people should be denied that service? No. You know how I feel about when anything's made illegal. You give the government authority to kill the woman trying to kill her baby.
Not in America, but maybe in Iraq. I
mean,
don't know.
No. Like,
it really does
anything
go
that's
against
illegal. You give authorities,
Right,
the government,
exactly.
Permission to use any level of force. But here's the thing: I think you should pay for it
To be completely
out of pocket.
To be
agree.
completely honest,
regardless of what your insurance is, I
Right.
do agree. Yes.
to be completely honest, at the end,
if you were raped, file charges.
Right.
Get the guy in prison.
Right.
And then sue that same person in a civil trial.
Right.
For all costs.
to be completely honest, and to end whatever anybody who is out there who thinks that I'm some sort of heartless cocksucker, I am pro-choice. I am pro-choice, but I also think that pro-choice also equates to choices you make beforehand. And if you make a dumb decision, you live with that dumb decision. Culpability, accountability across the board. And that's where sometimes, since we're talking about trolls, if a girl comes out on her little Facebook or her Twitter or her Instagram and says, yeah, I found out I was pregnant 2 months ago and I had an abortion today, and I'm feeling really down, that's when the trolls come in. That's when they're going to go, oh, you're a fucking baby killer.
Well, the shitty part about that is, first of all, if you are going to social media with shit like that,
They go to social media for everything today, bro.
Yeah, I know. You're looking for that type of fucking reaction. I'm sorry. You don't go to social media to look for fucking sympathy. You go to social media to get your little fucking word out there and get your name out there, like Beyonce. I'm Beyonce. Here I am.
We've spoken about it before, where if we're having a bad day and we say, I'm having a bad day, don't talk to me, and people keep asking you, what's wrong, bro? What's wrong? What's wrong, bro? What's wrong? I don't want to talk about it.
I don't
and
answer.
then 2 days later,
You're done.
but
you don't see any comments from me.
If you're tight in this world, and I've seen Ed do it and you do it, I'm like, dude, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And I leave it alone. And you've done it to me, and you've done it to me, and I've done it to you guys. I leave it alone.
I gotta be honest. I typically don't put anything up there I'm not willing to talk about. So
Yeah.
I just say I'm off the grid, and you guys have both seen it. I'm off the grid for 24 hours.
I literally go off the grid. I just suspend the page.
Well, because there's a lot of people that try to reach, and
because
we
of
all
that,
have it.
because of that, he's the administrator on my my role playing group.
Yep.
Fair enough. One of the troll populations that I wanted to speak about, and I really want Ed to lead this conversation, are the statists.
Kiss fans.
All
right, let's talk.
Fuck you.
We got to wrap it up and get up to this top 10 for you.
Are the statists. Give me 5 good minutes on the statists and the way just they are ruining intelligent conversation. If you can have, I still think you can have intelligent conversation on the internet, but how are the statists ruining intelligent conversation and free exchange of ideas on the internet?
Mostly because, in my opinion, the statists think they have the monopoly on patriotism. I think it's part of the problem. Just something like, and I've made the argument with Eric Garner, the guy who died in New York.
Yeah.
like, oh, well, the status argument is, oh, he shouldn't have resisted the police. Okay, he shouldn't have resisted the authority, but let's go further into the surface. He's dead because he was selling untaxed cigarettes. So he was dead because he wasn't giving the government their cut.
Which basically is murder.
So
let's be honest. It's murder.
Yeah,
Would you say it in your words?
Do I think Eric Garner was murdered?
Yes.
Unintentionally, yes.
But he still was.
But I think he was murdered by the state. But I don't think the cops went out to. They didn't wake up and think, "Oh, I'm going to kill this guy."
No,
today.
I also think that in the court of public opinion, when you go to the Eric Garner case, the court of public opinion also murdered this guy because they didn't get all the facts. All they saw was, here's a guy resisting arrest. Well, the police are fucking right. Yes. The police aren't always right.
I shared a video on the unsafe space.
Yes, you did. I loved it.
I think it was a video that every kid should look at. And it wasn't a video saying that you should go out, disobey every cops, but it really broke things down into a way that most people don't look at. Mm-hmm. And you should make a distinction. Like there's a difference between freedom and liberty. Chris Ann Hall points this out. Freedom is I'm free to stab you and kill you right now. I can just get up and stab you and free. I'm free to do that.
That's an interesting freedom, but I'll buy it.
There's nothing stopping me.
Right.
There's nothing stopping me but myself. Mm-hmm. Okay. Liberty is freedom plus responsibility. Meaning I have a responsibility to maintain my life liberty and to respect your life liberty. So you have a right, you have a liberty to live.
You live your life, I'll live mine.
Right. Well, we both have a right to live.
Yeah.
And if you believe in liberty, you respect that right.
I'll agree.
But freedom without responsibility is anarchy. Let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you got to make that distinction. Statists don't believe in that. And I'll say it unequivocally. They don't believe in that. They think freedom is respect of authority, respect of the flag, respect of the military, respect of the government.
I'll buy that to an extent, and here's why. I no secret, I was raised in a cop household. Mm-hmm. I was raised in a military household. Mm-hmm. I know that there is a certain, and I will say that in giant letters, there is a certain amount of respect that you show to authority. If you have a boss, you show them respect. If they lose your respect, well, then that's a different story. Police are paid, firemen are paid, EMTs are paid to go into dangerous situations that the normal, average, everyday American is unwilling at sometimes. Not everyone, but they're willing to go into situations that the normal person is unwilling to go into, and they're basically paid to protect you. What has happened, in my opinion, over the last 40 years is that the line has been not so much erased, but has been skewed that the police are the ultimate authority. No, they're not.
Well,
they're not.
Here's the thing. I listened to the show, the Jason Stapleton program, and he brought up a good point.
Very good show. You turned me on to that.
He's very well off, if you can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
He's made a pretty good living for himself, and he says he lives in a nice house in a nice neighborhood. He said he's never had a cop just walk up to his door, knock on the door, and say, "Hi, I'm Officer so-and-so. I'm new on this beat. I'm just introducing myself
I've had that,
to the citizens." Like, he said he's never seen that, and he says that is the biggest problem. And I agree that is a problem.
But in my old neighborhood in Norwich, and it was on Gear Avenue, I lived next to a cop, like right next door. Like, I could be having parties, and the cop would come knock on my door and like, "You need to keep this down." "All right, John, thank you." What have you. New cop on that side of town. We're out on the porch drinking beers. I'm underage at the time,
right?
Mind you. He pulls up and he says, "Hey," I won't say his name because, again, he's someone I still keep in contact with to this day, and I know you have the podcast. Don't ever mention my name. He says, "Hey, this is my section of town now. If you guys could just please, I know you're renting, you have certain rights, but what you don't have the right to do is be out here at 18 years old, pounding beers on your porch. Just keep it inside." Mm-hmm. And he talked to everybody in the neighborhood. He was a real good guy. And to his credit, he is now one of the upper-ranking officials in that town.
And I'm not saying that's
He's
a bad
a good
thing.
guy.
I'm not saying the bad thing, but if you look at
Historically, yes, it doesn't happen.
If you
doesn't
look at
happen.
the policing as a whole, well, you got to ask what's the role of government. The government is supposed to protect. And we'll use the word liberty again. Protect your liberty. Find a way to get you the maximum amount of liberty.
Correct.
Keep you safe. And I don't see that if I decide to go for whatever reason, and it's my business why I do it. I don't see that if I decide to go for a walk at 1 a.m. because I can't sleep and have a cop ask me, where are you going, where you been, you have ID. Like, I don't.
Okay.
I don't see
that.
that.
The counter to that argument is, what if something happened in that neighborhood and you fit the description?
He needs to
and they're
disclose
just
that.
checking.
He needs to disclose that.
Does he need to disclose
Yes.
it? Okay.
Legally, yes.
Okay. I used to work.
I would almost kind of feel like, as somebody who's being protected, that's need to know information.
I'll buy that, but
You know
I
what
used
I'm
to
saying?
walk.
Like-
I used to walk to work on a nice day.
Especially if you want to build a trust thing. I
Right.
mean,
I used to live on Gear Avenue.
I would
which-
have no problem with an officer who would stop me and say, "Sir, you kind of match a description of somebody that has
You've
done
said that
this,
before,
has
to
done
your
this."
credit.
I'm like, "May I ask where you last were?" And I could say like, "Oh, I just left my house. That's my apartment over there. I'm going for a walk because I can't sleep."
Same cop. Same cop.
especially
We were
if
just
you don't
talking
have
about.
anything to hide.
Sure.
If you aren't that criminal, and yes,
nothing to hide.
you might match the criminal's description, but you're not the criminal. So why not
Right.
give?
But if you're just going to ask me a bunch of questions, I'm going to plead the fifth.
Same cop that we talked about earlier, before he did the whole walking around and talking to us about pounding beers on the porch and whatnot. On a nice day, I would walk to work. Now, I started work at 5 a.m, so it was a good half-hour walk to work. It was a beautiful, I wake up, I shower, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to save some gas. I'm going to walk to work. And I'd walk from Gear Avenue down Dunham Street to the west side of Norwich and go to my job. And one day a cop pulled up and says, where are you headed? Headed to work. Where do you work? I told him where I worked. He goes, oh, all right, well, carry on. Just be honest. Don't be belligerent. Answer the question. You don't have to, where are you going? What the fuck right is it of yours? Answer the question. And much like if I ask
I'm
you,
not
much
saying-
like
well, the
if I
reason-
ask you right now,
I mean, that's
are you
that's
wearing shoes? Are you wearing shoes?
Yes, that's cliche. I mean,
Okay, but wait a minute. Are you wearing?
If a cop asked me if I'm wearing shoes, I would plead the fifth because that's stupid.
That's
okay,
a dumb
but
exactly. That's a dumb
no,
question.
it kind of leads to what I'm saying is, if the questions aren't pointed at you, it's just maybe gathering information. Where are you headed, kid? Going to work. All right, carry on. Chances are, 9 times out of 10, you're going to keep walking.
Well,
and you're going to keep
you
going to
also
work.
remember,
But
it's
you
their
understand,
job
everything you say
to be
can be used
suspicious
against you.
of
Where are you going?
everybody.
I'm going to work.
So how do I know if I say that a week later I don't get hauled in because somebody matching my description went this way towards this company
Sure.
and stabbed someone to death? Were you headed towards this address?
No.
Yeah. No, I don't even know. Like, you could have been. Like, yeah. Did you happen to stop here and knife Mrs. So-and-so to death?
No.
You can say no, but they're going to take time out of your life. They're
Sure.
going to ruin your reputation. Their job is not. Here's the thing. I don't
I get
believe
it.
the cop's job is to protect and serve. I believe it's to build a case.
Their job is to
I
be
freely-
suspicious
I freely
of
admit
everybody.
Only because I know a lot of cops. I grew up around it. I've always said it. Not every cop's an asshole, but every asshole's a cop. There's two sides. It's equally weighed. I really believe it's equally weighed. For every good cop who cares about, old Mrs. Flanagan on the corner who's 86 years old and he helps her with her groceries.
Dude, that's every job.
But
All right?
there's
you could go to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes,
and there's that
exactly.
one employee that remembers your name, remembers what the fuck you drink, remembers your favorite
how you
donut
like
is.
your sandwich.
And then there's that other one that goes, "What the fuck do you want?" And you see him every day, and his
Exactly.
attitude is shitty every fucking day.
We might
it
have to
doesn't
have a
matter
cops
the job.
revisited episode, but
I got a couple cops who would love to come on and talk about it. But
here's the thing, like this is because, like, I think you guys know at my core I'm a strict constitutionalist, and if you don't see me doing something, I think you should leave me alone. If it's working hours, you should leave me alone. I'm sorry.
agree.
I'm not trying to be rude.
No.
I'm sure you think you're doing a good job. I'm sure you probably have the best intentions. But unfortunately, everything I say and do to you can be used against me.
Understood.
Everybody knows that.
Understood.
Even something as simple as, hey, were you watching the game? Oh, yeah, I was at my buddy's house. Oh, who's that? That's what they're trained to do. They're trained to build a case.
Well,
it was at my buddy's house.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, Chris? I'm not being
But at the
paranoid
same time, if you, and we'll go back to the trolls, you put on your little Facebook, and this is where it goes back to the statist, the biggest trolls on the internet, where you say, I was driving home. I was stone cold sober. I was driving at 67 miles an hour, and I got pulled over. It was bullshit. Some jackass is going to come on that internet and say, well, the speed limit is 65. You are in violation.
Technically, you are.
Technically, in the most technical terms, you are. But what you don't know, and I can say this from a cop perspective, is you have a 7 mile an hour window before.
You also cops have also admitted, those fuckers.
Quotas.
You know those fuckers that go by you
There
on
are
a
no
motorcycle?
quotas. We were told that.
No, you know those fuckers that go by you on a
dispute
motorcycle going 125 miles an hour? The cops will not chase them. Do you
Because
know
they can't
why?
catch 'em.
They can't catch them. They have
they can
fucking
catch you
admitted it.
at
They have
68.
admitted it. They will watch a fucking bike boom, right by them.
But they're the first ones on the scene when that jackass becomes a greasy spot on a country road.
Because they pretty much know that's what's going to happen to these motherfuckers. They're going to become greasy fucking spots.
I'm not arguing against your point, but I think sometimes maybe.
No,
again, from my perspective,
I'll
maybe
give
you
you
need
what-
to see the other side.
No, I'll give you what you want for a little bit.
Don't give me
There's
what I
people-
want. Give me what's real.
No, you'll like this because and
Is it
Jason
real?
Stapleton covered this. Like
Okay.
the thing that drives me nuts most of all are these right to carry enthusiasts that will deliberately carry an AK-47.
That's horseshit.
Just be an asshole.
in an open carry state, hoping a cop causes trouble with them.
That's just an asshole to be an asshole.
And this goes to what I was saying to you before. Like that's freedom. He's free to do that.
All right.
Both legally, whatever. He's free to do that. Is that freedom plus responsibility? No.
No, absolutely not.
No, and it doesn't help anything. It's just activist protesting. Is he wrong? No, but he's just trying to start a fight.
It goes right back, and before we go right into the top 10, because it goes right back to the trolling thing. Everybody has to be right.
Of
and
course.
if you're not right, you have to prove the other person
And look,
wrong.
I will point to everybody sitting at this table and the guy in the box. That's for Eric. We can talk to each other, and if you bring fact to the table and go, oh, I never saw that before, maybe I need to go back and research this and yada yada and sis boom ba, we at least listen to each other. The problem, again,
we take 10.
Exactly. I said it earlier. The best thing about the internet is everybody has a voice. The worst thing about the internet is everybody has a voice. And for some, the statists, the pro this, the pro that, the anti this, the anti that, they think they're right because it's their opinion. And I will say it till the day I die.
Listen to react.
Exactly. They listen to react, not listen to learn. And we've talked about that a million times. If you come at me with fact, I will research it. I will look it up. And if I'm wrong, I will tell you I'm wrong. Mike will do the same thing. Ed will do the same thing. But if you come at me with your opinion and you say, this is this because I think it's right there. Big middle finger right in your fucking face.
The Brady thing is a perfect example.
What a great concept.
I even said, like, on that show, like, full disclosure, I don't think Brady won that last game, so I don't consider him the GOAT. Like, I thought Edelman won that game.
Edelman did win that game.
So, and I fully said that.
We don't have a soundbite that says Edelman can do that.
Edelman can do that.
It's
Edelman
opinion.
can do that.
It's opinion, but I think he was the most dominant player on that field.
He was the most valuable player that whole game for the Patriots.
In case you guys didn't, if you guys haven't had a chance to, just to back you up real quick before we go on to this top 10.
Okay.
Edelman was mic'd up for the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Go back and listen to it.
We were talking about that earlier.
We were.
Edelman actually, around halftime, went up to Tom Brady and said, "This is for your mom, bro. This is for your mom."
Is Tom Brady's mom dying of something? Or?
Cancer.
Oh, no shit.
She was there for that, and he actually dedicated the whole Super Bowl to her. She was there for it.
Props to him, then.
But Edelman, he made the speech to all his people. Said, "This is for my fucking ma. This is for my fucking ma."
Big
and
prop.
what did Edelman do? Edelman came up and said, "Yo, this is
prop.
for your ma, right?
Big props.
This is for your ma. Well, we losing 21-3, motherfucker."
See my hat? Big props. Big props.
You saw that clip when he saw the replay and he was like, "Holy fuck, I caught that."
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
when
He
it
even put up
bounced,
there, he was like, "I caught that. I caught
Yeah,
that." And
the
it's funny because the other Falcon's pointing to this Titantron,
Right.
And he's pointing to this Titantron. He's like, "I caught that. I caught that."
When you see that replay that we talked about earlier, and he clasps his hands before it hits the ground, and the referee's coming and goes, "I caught it. I caught it. I caught it." He's basically telling himself, and then he sees the replay, he goes, "Oh my god, I really caught that shit."
I caught it. Yeah, I caught it.
I'll say it.
That's
I'll
That's
say
the difference
Edelman.
between fantasy and
I'll
reality,
say
kids.
Edelman, greatest of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, Eric, I know. I'm getting my little WWE things up above here, and yeah, it is pretty fucking lame right
That's why I
now.
don't watch Raw. That's why we record on Mondays.
I will say this. It has been known that Raw becomes lamer and lamer up until the last week, until WrestleMania, and then that explodes.
Which means
all
we're going to
over
have to
again.
record at 10 a.m. on a
Yeah,
Monday.
exactly.
So
All right, so it is about that time.
Ed's doing his magic.
Top 10, bros.
All right. Well, speaking of trolls,
Airban.
there are a lot of people who have spewed.
Hold on. Speaking of trolls,
Okay.
going back to episode 1,
Oh, dear God.
we were never going to have a top 10.
No, we weren't.
That's from the original troll.
Wait, I'm a troll now.
I'm just fucking with
Only
That makes y'all some dick riding trolls. What's up with that? You riding Letterman's dick?
the only side I troll is Chris Benoit fans.
Tell you what, folks, you give us something new to do, we'll get a new segment.
That's awesome.
Right? I got a new segment. I already talked about it.
No, Chris. No fucking a donkey.
No. It's story time. Anyway, so we talked about trolls, and in the last, what's today's date? Is February 13th. So,
Tomorrow being the biggest troll holiday ever.
I'll get into Valentine's Day after top 10. So that's 11 days. Now we have 13 days. So that's 24 days into Trump's presidency. Would you agree?
Yeah,
That's math. That's
Yeah,
not Common
that's
Core.
math.
That's real math.
that's real math.
Heard a lot of people say they were going to leave the country if Trump got elected.
Nobody did it yet.
Exactly. So this week, I would love to wait for Ed to come back, but I'm not going to wait.
Yeah, I know Kanye's on that.
It's no Kanye on this list. This week's top 10 is
No, he was one of the ones that said that.
yeah, but I didn't put him on the list. It's the Rosie O'Donnell Memorial because we all wish she was dead. Top 10 celebrity jackasses who can pack their shit and leave my country now. Hashtag he is your president, motherfucker. Honorable mention goes to the entire cast of Saturday Night Live, which in the last 4 weeks has been nothing but a Trump piss fest. Has anybody watched?
Although I will
I'm
say,
sorry, Melissa McCarthy doing Sean Spicer.
That was
is a fucking
fantastic.
it's
shit.
fucking awesome.
But
It's awesome.
that was more against Sean McCarthy than it was.
Sean Spicer.
Sorry, Melissa McCarthy. Whatever, they're interchangeable.
No, they really do look.
That
the
was
same
more
at
against
this point.
Sean Spicer
It's scary.
than it was against Donald Trump. But they keep rolling out fucking Alec Baldwin. Yada
It's
yada.
because that's what's
It's a hot
that's what's
button
hitting,
topic.
right? That's what's hitting right now, and unfortunately, just like we said with the whole
They
trolling
always
thing,
make fun of the president, though.
yeah.
Ever since
they really didn't
Chevy
make fun of
Chase
Clinton.
tumbled down the fucking.
They really didn't make fun of Clinton.
No,
Not a lot.
yeah, they
it
did.
was lame.
Fucking what's his name? Who passed away? Oh crap!
Phil Hartman?
Phil
yeah,
Hartman.
he did an awesome fucking.
He did, but it wasn't. It was more tongue in cheek. It wasn't.
and then-
It wasn't
no,
as
no, no.
pointed.
Oh no! Once Dude,
went to
once that whole
McDonald's
blowjob,
and-
once that blowjob thing went under, oh my God, dude, that was like every week.
That was a great.
That was
a
every
great
week.
12-week span.
It was so bad,
but
you
it
got
wasn't.
sick
It
and
wasn't as
tired
bad
of
as it is now.
Here's the thing, though.
It just started,
Did you
though.
see any Obama hate on Saturday Night Live? Quickly,
A little bit.
a little bit.
It was
They
it was a
didn't
little
allow him.
ginger.
They didn't do a
It
lot
was
of
a
him.
little ginger.
Thank you.
I blame identity politics on that, though. They're afraid.
Oh,
They
dear
were
God,
no.
they
were
I thi-
afraid.
I think they were afraid
They
to
were
pick
afraid
on the
to
black
touch
president.
it. I agree.
I'm
agree.
gonna fill my beer. for
Ratings,
this one.
baby, ratings.
All right.
And right now, everybody can pick on
But
Donald.
I think the reality of Trump is so much funnier.
Okay, I'll buy it. Number 10, Meryl Streep. She's using her fame as a platform to get her political views out.
Number 9, you mean?
No, number 10. Honorable mention was the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, sorry.
You know how this works, right? You've been here with us for
was
a long
pissing.
time.
Yeah.
I understand.
Pissy.
Number 9, Arnold Schwarzenegger can pack his shit and leave my country. He's against Trump's sexist remarks and his indiscretions, yet he had a love child with his ugly-ass Mexican maid. Arnold, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah, but
Get
the
the
difference
fuck
was-
out of my country.
I didn't grab her by the pussy. I fucked her in the pussy.
Okay. Number 8 is going to be one that Eddie will like.
Get to the snapper.
Number 8, Lena Dunham can leave my country. No explanation needed.
I'll pack her fucking bags.
I figured you would.
Got
Fucking horrible person.
I got nothing.
Number 7, Stephen Hawking can pack his bags and leave my country. Look, here's a guy who is wicked smart. Go ahead, look it up.
Dude,
Please.
he already
Please.
knows.
Please.
He already
look
knows
it
the
up.
end of the world.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knows how the world's going to end.
He's 3 times already.
Yes, he figured it out.
But yet, there he is. We're still here, and Stephen Hawking is still talking through that electronic.
We stopped talking about him. What is the one thing that makes you relevant right now?
His hatred of Trump.
Exactly.
Exactly. Get out of my fucking country. Number 6, Stephen King. Please pack your bags and get the fuck out of my country.
Hey, can we backtrack a little bit?
Sure.
I call for Stephen Hawking to be disqualified.
Why?
He doesn't live in the United States.
Where does he live?
Oxford, England.
Stephen Hawking is officially not number 7. I will add a new number 7. Number 7 is now George Clooney. Pack your bags and get out of my fucking country.
He's got hundreds of them.
He is your fucking president. Number 6, Stephen King. Pack your bags and get out of my fucking country.
I would say I got that before that even happens because he was the one motherfucker that bitched about the Nets being right there
I get it.
in Fenway Park.
And it didn't obscure nothing, did it?
And you saw that video I
did.
made.
You took it. You shared it.
I was in that fucking
Sorry, man.
spot.
Sorry, man. Writer code.
Fuck that.
I'm supporting
Fuck
Stephen
that.
King.
Fuck that. Number 5, Susan Sarandon. Get your luggage. Get your American Tourister and get the fuck out of my country.
Yeah, you're not hot no more.
No,
Maybe if
not
you were
only
still
that.
hot.
I gotta give
Every time there's something hot button, she's on it, whether she believes it or not. And to me, I believe that she's just looking for attention because she's 60 plus years old. She's not as hot as she used to be.
She's
She needs
irrelevant.
something to keep her in the spotlight.
She's irrelevant.
Susan Sarandon, get the fuck out of my country. Go ahead, Eddie.
I gotta give her credit though. She didn't jump on the Hillary bandwagon.
I'll give her credit for that.
She was Bernie
She was
from
Bernie
beginning
Sanders.
to end.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'd still fuck her.
Wow. Standards low.
Maybe Michelle Pfeiffer.
All right. Number 4, John Legend. Get the fuck out of my country, but leave your missus here. Please, please, please. The next time you want to talk about a racist president, go back to the last 8 years.
John,
talk about a racist
look.
fucking president.
John Legend, you know you cry while you're having sex.
Because you're not worthy.
Okay? Go ahead.
Number 3, if there's anyone more irrelevant on this list, I do not know. Jack Black, pack your bags and get the fuck out of my country.
Yeah, you stopped being funny about like 2 years ago, maybe.
I would say
think
6 years ago.
like Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh my God.
There's 3 of them now, isn't there?
There's 3, yeah. That's the first one was decent. I won't take away from the first one because the first one I watched the fuck shit. I watched the fuck and Nacho Libre was actually pretty funny. But after that, yeah, he turned into this whole political thing and The problem is,
I like the R.L. Stein movie.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's
You know
talking
what?
about.
The funny thing is last night the Eternal Flame and I watched Eddie Murphy Delirious from 1983. If you've not seen Eddie Murphy Delirious, go to your Netflix, watch Eddie Murphy Delirious from 1983.
Not if you're gay. If you're gay,
no! If you're gay, don't watch this.
Watch Delirious.
Although you might find it funny.
You will not.
What I'm saying to you is what he says about politicians.
I would say if you're an age 30 and under, you won't find it funny. But I think if you're older, you'll laugh your ass off.
You will.
Right.
But if you're right.
I don't think the orientation matters on this generation.
Without question. But some of the things he says.
Pull over.
No, that's raw.
Oh, that was raw.
That was raw. Eddie Murphy made some statements that was like, well, what, Reaganomics sucks? Well, tell me something I don't know. And he talked a little bit about the climate of, he didn't get into this, oh, fuck. This whole media bullshit about not my president. And it wasn't, I know it wasn't in 83.
In the 80s, dude. It wasn't
I get it.
funny. Like, in the 80s,
you play to your audience.
Funny was actually laughing.
Political humor was like, there was like a few comedians.
It was bubbling.
There was like a few comedians.
Carlin, Pryor.
I would never give Carlin politics. He was culture.
He did go into politics a lot.
He was a
never got into specifics, though.
No, he didn't specific, but he tore this fucking
all
government down.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He hated all hypocrisy.
He hated the government.
You know what? He was
the
hypocrisy.
government.
He hated that.
I'll agree with that. Number 2 on my list, if you've never seen her, she is hotter than shit. I'd throw it in her, but you know what? You're as dumb as a box of shit. Sarah Silverman, pack your bags and get the fuck out of my country. She put up a tweet 5 days ago with a little S with a line through it. It says, oh, what? The neo-Nazis can't draw a swastika? Bitch, that is a construction thing. That is where surveyors put their little gimmick and they shoot the survey and they measure the length.
I
Bitch,
can't believe.
Educate yourself.
I can't believe she was calling for the military to fucking overthrow Trump.
I'm telling you. And she just put up a tweet today. I followed her
Commander-in-Chief, you jackass.
I followed her about 3 weeks ago because I heard she was putting out political tweets and I wanted to watch. And she said something the other day about, when I'm stupid, I'm funny. But when I'm ignorant, I'm even funnier. I'm like, no, bitch. When you're ignorant, you make an ass out of yourself. I wish I could bring.
I used to like
now.
her. You know what? That's the one thing I will say. This is the one thing I hate about the Donald Trump presidency is all these people I used to like, I'm starting to despise.
Yeah, because they're showing their true colors, man.
Exactly. I want to watch The Perfect Storm over and over again just to watch George Clooney die every fucking day.
I had no idea there were so many fascists in this world. That's what it is. Like,
and they're all in Hollywood.
They claim Hitler. They claim Trump is the fascist. And that remains,
stop! Wait, you said Hitler?
Stop!
No, because the problem is you become what you say you aren't, or you become what you say you hate.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question? Being educated, being objective, being normal fucking human beings, did Hitler kill 6 million Jews on day 1?
No.
Did Hitler kill 6 million Jews on day 30?
I don't think so.
Halfway.
No. Did Hitler kill 6 million Jews in the first year? No, it took him 4 years to get there. He had to build the power. He had to build the faith.
Can I stop you for a second?
Sure.
Are you implying we should give Trump time to kill a bunch of
No. What I'm saying is,
where are you going?
I'm going
to have to deviate from your argument.
I want you guys to share this with every fucking Trump hater. The comparisons I see between Trump and Hitler are bullshit. All right?
Come on, I agree.
It's Godwin's law. Everything I hate is Hitler.
It's like the Brady and fucking Joe Montana. Look, they're completely different eras.
I'll buy it.
There's completely, and the same thing with Hitler and fucking Trump. Look, guys.
Well, that's why with Joe Montana. That's why I made the culture argument. I think
right.
Joe Montana,
that was a great point.
I thought Joe Montana was more big on the culture of football, and everybody knew who he was.
Right.
I actually asked a coworker who hates football. I'm like, do you know Joe Montana? And he was just like, oh, yeah. I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't know. He was just always there. He was a good guy. Everyone seemed to like him.
Fucking won everything there was
culture.
To win. Yeah.
And this is somebody younger than me.
Well, see, that's the thing. Think about that, though. Think about what we just said. He won everything. Because he did back in the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
He really did. But where's the hate that Tom Brady spews? It shows you where our culture is. It's cool to hate.
You don't find me the GOAT, then fuck you.
Right. Well, that's just it. It's cool to hate things like that. That's the cool hip thing, man.
That's the thing now.
Well,
That's
it's
the thing,
it's
man.
it's being jaded. We are a jaded.
We
society.
are. We are very much a jaded society. When did we turn?
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. This is a jaded show.
Agreed.
When did we
But we'll
turn?
always be open to hearing somebody else's opinion, and if they can prove us wrong, we'll go, you know what, tip of the hat. You showed us that we're wrong.
Unless you try to tell me Kanye West isn't a god.
Kanye West is a fucking cunt, and I said it. And now, the number one on the Rosie O'Donnell Memorial, because we wish she was dead, top 10 celebrity jackasses who can pack their shit and leave my country, Miley Cyrus, get your shit, pack it up, load it into the back of my car, and leave my fucking country. Hashtag ain't no party in the USA, bitch. He is your president, cunt.
But your truck is broken.
Well, she can still pack her shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll use Angela's truck.
Hey, look, she knows what the USA is all about, all right? Because she's been dealing with A's her whole life.
I want an honor.
A's.
to be fair.
And I caught it the minute you said it.
To
Go
be
ahead.
fair and to be, shall I say, political correct. Send Sean Hannity packing too, because he said that about Obama, that he wasn't his president.
I'm sorry. Were we talking about Obama right now?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but
this isn't
the whole
anything
"not
new.
my president" attitudes.
Yeah,
it
this
started
isn't-
with him.
I was going to say this
We're in the
isn't anything
hashtag
new.
generation, though, now.
Yeah, but
we didn't have that when Obama was elected.
we didn't have hashtags, but we still had people
he
saying
said the words.
Right,
Oh, if
exactly.
you wanna get
he
into
is
that,
not my president. Right.
The whole
There's-
travel ban gimmick, where Trump says the travel ban, and now the courts are getting involved, and yada yada. Didn't Obama do the same thing, and nobody said shit?
Similar.
Similar.
It was similar for a longer span of time, but there was.
Did
no,
anybody
exactly.
say shit?
We can talk.
No,
about
they did. They did.
A
People
few.
did say,
Not the
people did
vocal
say
majority.
shit. But no, exactly, because it's more profound to spew hate.
We can.
I'll
talk,
with you on
we
that.
can talk about that in the bonus show if you want.
I'm all
But yeah,
for
we
it.
do have to wrap this up, man.
I'm going to throw a couple shout-outs real quick. We got Sublime Inc., obviously, great. Let's go see Falcon Dave Kovalik, Dana Batts, Justin Furr. If you want to hit the button right now, if you want to get a great tattoo, you can go see
Dave the Nightmare Kruger.
They're in Groton, Connecticut. Go to the not the Facebook page. Go to the website. www.lokiandjabroni.com. We have affiliate
We
links.
have affiliate links
Plenty.
up the ass.
We just got
We
a
have
big purchase
WWE.
recently, didn't we?
We have, oh yeah. From Amazon.com. My buddy went there. He actually has it bookmarked now. So anytime he goes to
King
Amazon,
Coolers.
you go there. King Coolers. We have Fandango. If you want to go watch them movies, just
I did
go
that.
there. Yep. Click it on there and you guys can grab them tickets. Every little bit helps. It really does. And if you want to donate directly to the show, make sure you go to Patreon
And get bonus content.
and
Right.
get the bonus content,
Now-
which we're doing. And we are working on the new shirts,
Yep.
which will be accessible very soon to you people
Now,
on the Patreon.
through the Patreon, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Patreon only.
I have a little contest. The Eternal Flame had her Tugman shirt.
Yep.
She's worn it twice. Unfortunately, it has shrunk in the wash. Mine hasn't. Somehow hers has. So
Better boobs look huge though.
I know. I told her she should keep it. She didn't. Anyway, she's donated it to the show. So the Eternal Flame has donated this to the show. And what we're going to do is this. This is new to these guys. We're all going to sign it. And there's a fight coming up with Blair Tugman. And the next time we see him, we're going to have him sign it. So you're going to have 4 autographs on this shirt. Here's the rules. Every time you share the show and we get a new like, you have to prove that that was your like. You get 1 name in the hat. If you make a video saying, hey, the Loki and Jabroni show is the shit and you should listen to it, you get 2 entries into the hat. If you have already bought a shirt, you'll get an entry into the show. The winner will be drawn out of a hat, and you'll get 4 autographs on a shirt. Loki, Eddie, myself, and Blair Tugman. You can hang it on your wall. You can wear it. If you're a fat fuck like me, large won't fit. If you're a bigger guy like Mike, who's not a fat fuck, it won't fit him. Chances are large doesn't fit Eddie anymore. I'm not going to say anything bad about Eddie. I'll say bad about you and me.
I've never been able to wear large. Oh, it has to be extra large because my shoulders are so wide.
I just like the bagginess. I really do like bagginess. I could probably fit into a large, but I'm not going to chance it. We need to get this out to the public.
Hey, I think I said it best, man. If this is what entertains you, how about you catch me outside?
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
You see that?
But
Yeah,
this,
so sick of that broad.
but this don't, dude. She's doing fucking music videos now. Come on.
She's got an agent, for fuck's sake, and is selling
All right, that's
sweatshirts
it.
on the internet.
We gotta go to bonus content, guys. Thank
All right.
y'all very much for listening. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We'll see you guys here again next week. As always,
You
we
know
will
what's
be on
fucked up.
99. This is
98 next week.
Episode 98. You know what's fucked up? Part 9.
Bruce Pritchard, Colin. Sorry, I did it again. Bruce Pritchard, Conrad Thompson, episode 100, March 6th. The biggest fucking podcast in sports is coming here.
Which is going to be great.
Go to the website, donate $1 per episode to the Patreon, and you can see the bonus show.
Oh, we're about to get wild.
Yes, we are.